Oh, excuse me, chat. All right. Oh, here we are. Welcome in. NBA Finals, Game 3 about to start. The series back to Indiana, chat. The Pacers finally have the home court advantage on the series. And it is important that they got that one game because you could kind of feel the what-ifness of this game in the air a little bit. I was talking to my neighbor, shout out before this game. So the pick from the neighbor chat, what do we got? The line is OKC. Is it moved? I think it's always moving right before the game, chat. I think. Hey, yo, pause. Whoa, what are you talking about? The line, yeah, it's always seems like it's adjusting a little bit. I mean, it makes sense. People getting their last second bets in, but it was at 5.5 there for a second. People, I guess, feeling the confidence in Indiana. So it's now 4. Yeah, I guess there we go. Chat proof opened at 5.5 right now at minus 4.5 for Oklahoma City. So again, still favored. And so we got the 4.5 on the spread right now. The pick from the neighbor is OKC +8. So, kind of in that range of almost the line from the home court advantage in a way. But we both, this is the series where it's like, are we going to get a good series or not? Obviously game 1 was dramatic, but this game kind of determines whether, because I guess they would get, 2-1. A game 4 either way kind of still gets pretty competitive at this point because you got 3-1 going to be in the balance with that, whoever wins game 2 here. But that game could feel a little, especially depending on the dominance of OKC, I guess, of Indiana as well too, Chad. We don't want to count them out, but depending on the dominance of OKC in this game, it could really determine our outlook of game 4 going into that one and just the overall standing of the series. So we got, of course, the final cut, chat, to Reggie Miller on the sideline, who, shout out to Reggie Miller, chat. I know, a little controversial with the Knicks fans having to listen to Reggie Miller on the call during that series. And make no mistake, I get it. That is definitely pretty brutal. I'm trying to think. I was going to say, what's the comparison? But, Herb Street's obviously an Ohio State fan, so we get lucky in a way. Chad, we get Gus Johnson, the Michigan guy, or Herb Street, the Ohio State guy. And fortunately, the Michigan-Ohio State games are on Fox, so they get to be the Michigan announcer in the booth anyways. But, when Herb Street's talking about Ohio State a little bit, it's like, oh, it's like, okay, Kurt, settle down. But then we just that's just us as a fan sort of exaggerating any positive thing that he's saying about the team as well, too. Wait a second. A turnover on the first play, chat. Offensive foul, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on Nembhard. Nembhard right away, chat. The whistle. The league is not even disguising it. They want the Pacers to win this one. We're 10 seconds in. They're already getting the foul. Shai getting a foul call the other way. Whoa! What is happening here, chat? We've got 2 screen off-ball fouls. I mean, we know what's happening. Obviously, fouls are occurring, but this is nuts, chat. The refs, settle down. We've got Dort. Okay, the wrap-up of Pascal Siakam, I get it, but resetting the play, we get the little Halliburton-Turner 2-man game, chat. Nembhard in the corner is an air ball. So a chaotic start, chat. The pressure of the finals is finally catching up. Here we go. The Indiana home crowd, I gotta say, chat, I know earbuds in right now, but Indiana home crowd not sounding too bad. OKC, you gotta give them credit as well, too. But I think if we were going, obviously, on the court favorites, OKC, very heavy on the court favorites. Crowd favorites, OKC kind of, I think, a sneaky, again, like we were saying, a crowd favorite as well, too, the home court advantage. Ooh, Chet with the spinning hook, chat. In a little transition play there, gets the first buckets. Oh, Nembhard. It's Casey Wallace digging in, chat. The transition offense, defense. Turner with the block. Turner gets the block, but then Jalen Williams just puts it right back in. Pause. But, chat. Crazy sequence. What were we saying there? Oh, yeah, the Pacers fans, I think, have a chance to maybe equal the OKC crowd maybe as much as maybe more, if we had to say who has a better chance of being the underdog that wins, the OKC crowd or the Pacers crowd, the Pacers crowd or the Pacers team, I guess I should say, then I guess we would pick the Pacers crowd. But obviously, different type of matchup, just sort of a vague, opinion-based, hearing it on TV. Maybe the mics are a little better in Game 3 than Game 2. They actually dusted them off, chat. Some new foam covers for the mics, and now some crisp, some crisp new tech or something. But AI audio enhancing. Siakam gets the little fadeaway jumper there. Or, maybe they just pump in sound as well too, chat. Didn't the Colts potentially do that? I think maybe they did back in the day for a while there. I guess do we just blame our own team for doing that? Who knows? But maybe every team. Is that going to be one of those things that if we looked into it, maybe it's not as uncommon as we thought? Maybe not. I don't know. Pumping in crowd noise. That is... I'm like 75-25 on it, chat. I guess I don't know why we need a pumping in crowd noise soundbar here, but I would be 75. If I heard about a team actually doing it, again, I think the Colts might have done it. Here, wait a second. Let me clear these tabs real quick, chat. And then we'll be back. Apparently, we have not closed out tabs from the recent live stream. So here we go. Let's get a fresh reset. Oh, wait a second. A reset on Rookie of the Year odds for WNBA. I see as I'm closing the tabs out. But let's see here, chat. Okay, yeah. So Colts pumping in a crowd noise, chat. Are we going to be able to search this out real quick? Put it in crowd noise. We'll just blame our own team for doing it again first, just because the Indian was charged in 2007 by the Patriots with pumping in fake crowd noise to make the building even louder when the Patriots offense was on the field trying to communicate. There we go, chat. So I know the Colts definitely we're up on the scoreboard for blaming the Patriots on things. I mean, we have the whole physicality with the receivers and cornerback rule changes in the early 2000s, and then, Deflategate as well too, chat. But they also, Noisegate, crowd noise gate, chat. Colts getting involved in crowd noise gate. So, but I mean, again, what do? I guess it's just not to say that maybe it is just completely illegal, but also you can play music during the event. So if you just choose, if your DJ is choosing to play crowd noise instead of music, chat, I guess they're not like playing songs right now, but I feel like they do play songs during, not I guess on the court action. Maybe we need to turn it back up, chat. We'll go back to... I guess we haven't been to a game in a while, chat. But is what it is. They're obviously great on TV as well, too. One of the 4.7 rating people watching the NBA Finals, chat. Will it be better for this one? OKC 13-6, chat. Uh-oh. Early start is not favoring the Pacers, that's for sure. And is that another turnover? Is that going to be Thunder Ball? Hey, yo, chat. Case of Wallace, the dribble drive, Dort in the corner. He's just been a little too consistent so far, chat. At least, if he's going to have a good game again for this one anyways, that would be tough for the series. 5 for 7 to start. Hey, yo, chat. And, yeah, they haven't even really had Shea doing too much yet. At least, early-ish in the first quarter. That just shows you how dominant that Shea has been so far for this team, that there's like a 8-minute stretch here to 7-minute stretch here to start where he's like kind of worked in with everybody else. And it's like, Shea, it's a little easy game for Shea here. Siakam, chat. I was thinking about this earlier when when we were just putting around the restaurant, wiping down some tables and stuff. But I was like, this really is gonna be like they need Siakam to score like 30 a game. Like I think, we've obviously been like pretty pro Siakam on this pod, but we've also been pretty, I think, confident in his scoring ability as well too. But I think pretty confident in him to be maybe in that 22 to 25 a game range, which is obviously really good, and maybe in a lower, like we've been saying, some lower defensive scoring games as well too. Maybe the overall total points we have to shift them down a little bit, but for him to be the number one takeover guy on the floor, it does makes sense, I think, for him, obviously, as that number 2 guy in this situation. And I think in the hierarchy of the team, he still is, obviously, behind him and Halliburton. But when it comes to actually, like, shot-making type stuff, I mean, not to say that Halliburton, again, fourth quarter, all the actual clutch minutes, like, Halliburton has done his thing, make no mistake. They're in the finals. It's game 3 here. But if we're talking them going toe-to-toe with the Thunder in a real matchup type way, like Siakam has to be that major scorer. And I do kind of feel like he does have a pretty good matchup as well too. 3 for 4 tonight. He's got all 6 of their points. So Siakam, he needs some help. Hey, yo, chat. Somebody help out Siakam. But I was going to say Nesmith, didn't have that corner 3, but yeah, Nemhard had that corner 3. And everybody's logged a foul as well too. So Not great. The home crowd making them nervous, chat. Making them nervous. But, oh, yeah, what were we saying about Reggie Miller as well, too? I think I was going to say, because I've been trying to figure out who the number one Pacers fans are in the media chat. I don't know, is this a chat GPT question? This might be just a basic internet question. The lame internet chat. Blah. We'd much rather just maybe we just go hey yo, chat GPT anyways, pause. But famous Pacers fans. And I feel like we need to get at least one sideline shot, chat. Oh, Ellen, chat! Is Ellen back in the U.S. for a Pacers finals? I don't know how that's going to work out. Aaron Andrews, Pacers fan. Okay. Brian Baumgartner, shout out Kevin, chat. Bradley Whitford, Frank Caliendo, Pacers fan. Larry the Cable Guy, and Dennis Leary. Where are they at, chat? Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. Also a Pacers fan? Oh, famous Packers fans. Hey, yo, chat. These aren't Pacers fans at all. I was going to say, is Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam really a Pacers fan? I don't know about that, chat. Hey, yo. Ortiz is a Packers fan. Ortiz not a Patriots fan? Well, maybe he's both, chat. Maybe he's both. Maybe a little AFC, NFC. Get away there. Could we see Caitlin Clark or Drake at the NBA Finals, chat? This article from the Oklahoman. 9 celebrities, Pacers Thunder to watch. Do we click? I want to click on it, chat, but do we just not click on it for moral integrity? Screw it. We support local journalism. The Oklahoman, shout out, chat. They got us. Local journalism. 9 celebrities to watch. Hey, yo, chat. Is that what local journalism is now these days? It is what it is. They got our clicks. So, Pacers fan. Oh, Mike Epps, of course, chat. Mike Epps, famous Indiana sports fan guy. Jesse Eisenberg. I was going to assume Letterman as well, too. 50 Cent? Am I crazy, chat? 50 Cent's a public Pacer fan? I mean, maybe I just missed it. I mean, my bad. But 50 Cent Pacers fan? Have we ever seen 50 Cent at a Pacers game? 50 Cent labeled a sellout over Indiana Pacers fans. Attended Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay, what is this, chat? What is this? Okay, so this is apparently fairly recently then. Not too much. 50 Cent may originate from New York. Hey, yo, chat. But that may not stop. That's not stopping him from throwing his support behind the Indiana Pacers as they get to the NBA final. Blah blah blah. Excuse me, chat. On Sunday, June 1st, the Get Rich Die Tryin' rapper, the movie. Oh, I guess it says rapper, but yeah, the movie or the album. Which one, chat? Hey yo. An Instagram post featuring a video, a New York Knicks fan wrecking havoc and shoving a Pacers fan outside of Mecca. It also included footage of a Pacers dominating the Knicks with focus on point guard, shooting guard Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, wait, chat. So what happened? Tyrese Halliburton told me all New Yorkers, they are welcome to become his fans and continue to watch the finals. I'm just relaying the message at 50 Cent Nation. I mean, 50 Cent's always stirring stuff up, chat. The Queens native has been posting about Halliburton and the Pacers frequently. Last week, he shared a photo video of Halliburton wearing a 50 Cent t-shirt. I mean, of course, chat. Obviously, you're gonna support the ones that support you as well too. But 50 Cent, I mean, 50 Cent is definitely gonna be a troll. That's for sure. So, yeah, I guess famous Pacers fan. I mean, if he's sidelined at the game, that's a win for everybody. We don't even need him to be supporting a team. We just need him to be there at the game. So, yeah, obviously, 50 Cent on the watch list, chat. Hey, yo, for fans tonight. But, wait, let's see here. What happened to our fan thing here? James Marsden, chat. Oklahoma native James Marsden. Let's see here. Drake, of course. I guess just as a basketball fan, but has Drake been in? I guess because of Shea as well too. But yeah, we haven't really seen him at any of the games yet, chat. I mean, obviously, have we been tracking his moves for is he still in Australia? Where's he at, chat? Where's he hanging out? I guess is he in the studio right now cooking up? Hey yo. But Bill Hader as well too, I guess. Attended Game 2 of the 2012 finals. So this is like a replica of the 2012 finals. A little bit as well too. Kristen Chenoweth. Okay, chat. Bill Hader and Kristen Chenoweth. Ben Rector. Oh, okay, chat. So, Mike Pence. Caitlin Clark. Terry Crews. Mike Epps. Okay, we're back, chat. We're getting excited. Hey, yo. Again. Jalen Rose, of course, again, like famous Pacers fans, former players. Makes sense. But that goes to what I was going to say. I guess maybe outside, I guess Caitlin Clark, of course, has to be the number one Associated Pacers person. I guess in a 2025 power ranking, you kind of have to, is Caitlin Clark, she kind of has to be power ranked above 50 Cent right now, chat. Like, is 50 Cent carrying the WNBA? I don't think so. Caitlin Clark, shout out, is, bringing in $1 billion. I mean, 50 Cent is probably, his business ventures, I'm sure he's doing a great job. And I'm sure his businesses themselves, could they be bringing in $1 billion? How much? I bet ChatGPT could figure it out. ChatGPT, look at 50 Cent's accounts and tell us how much he was making in 2024 compared to, or how much his businesses were bringing in compared to Caitlin Clark's businesses. The WNBA, chat, Caitlin Clark's business. I mean, it is what it is, chat. But so not the most stacked list, I guess, and a lot of Thunder fans as well too. Not even really Pacers fans on here. Yeah, even Ben Rector, chat. Hey, yo, if anybody can slide in the DMs and name 3 Ben Rector songs, then we'll send you guys a prize. But I bet we'll just go to a TJ Maxx and Shazam a song, chat, and just see which Ben Rector song is playing. But okay, yeah. So Pacers fans apparently not necessarily the most public bunch at this point so far, and I guess haven't had. Again, the bandwagon types of. Oh, we got some lifelong Pacer fans. I guess McAfee. We can't forget about him, of course, for sure. He counts, but he kind of goes in that, former celebrity or former celebrity. Hey, chat, current celebrity, former athlete category. Where, and not to say that just because you're a former athlete of a city means you have to. And the shout out to the Pacers making a little bit of a push here, chat. 19-14, Oklahoma City takes the timeout. Reggie Miller on his feet. Speaking of, high-fiving. But or clapping, we should say. Pause. Whoa, what's he doing? Hey, yo, applauding. I think that's the better way to phrase it. IT, cut that out. Reggie Miller, he's up on his feet, applauding the Pacers' performance. Chat. Hey, yo, that is crazy. I mean, Reggie Miller would definitely be the number one Pacers fan of all time if he did that. Top Pacers of all time. I mean, is Halliburton already a top 2 Pacer of all time? Just cutting it to 5 in Game 3 of the Finals. He's a top 2 Pacer. Him and Reggie Miller. Doesn't mean that Paul George is number 2. Chat. That's not a disrespect to Paul George. Okay, Halliburton's already 4. George McGinnis. Well, now see we got to go back in the legends. I feel like we pay respect to some of these guys. George McGinnis, Danny Granger. Okay, shout out. Mark Jackson, number 8. Mel Daniels, Jalen Rose. Chat. Jalen Rose, number 10. Shout out. Let's see. Wait, who? Oh, George McGinnis, a tenacious rebounder and prodigious scorer. A prodigy scorer. Did I say that right, chat? Prodigious scorer. Hey, yo, shout out Angel Reese, chat. But let's see here. George McGinnis. Where's his page at? George. Yeah, I was gonna say there has to be there soon. I feel like he was flirting with the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame, chat. So George McGinnis in the Hall of Fame. Some ABA years. In there, yeah, Pacers, I guess played mainly for the Pacers in the ABA, but Philly in the NBA. Oh, and then Pacers run again as well, too, chat, at the end of his career a little bit. 13 points a game as a 30-year-old player. Won the ABA MVP in 74-75, 29 a game. A free throw merchant, chat, an early free throw merchant. Looking at 9.5 free throws a game in the early 70s, but 40 minutes a game as well, too. So his per 36 is actually going to bring his numbers down a little bit. Less minutes compared to today. It's like, okay, you got to get to 36 minutes. But, wait, so what do we... Free throws, he's about 8 to 8.5 a game per 36. Wait a second, chat. Where's SGA at? So George McGinnis, a power forward. Early power forward in the 70s. 6'8", 235. I think SGA might be 6'8", 235, honestly. Okay, no, 6'6", 200. He's a little smaller, but not too far. Lou Dort cross with SGA. George McGinnis, chat. Wait, per 36, where is he at? Yeah, so Shea per 36. This year he was 9.3. 3 years ago in 22-23, chat, 68 games played, he was 11 free throw attempts a game as a per 36 numbers. that year. In the last 2 years, yeah, just over 9 a game. So a little bit more than our guy George McGinnis in the per 36, but still not too far off. Anyway, so yeah, 20-point a game score for his career still, chat. Ayo, so I know only 4 Indiana seasons, played with him from ages 21 to 24. Third in Rookie of the Year voting, 71-73. This had to have been a stacked ABA rookie class, chat. Let's see here. ABA Rookie of the Year, Artis Gilmore, Julius Gervin, and George McGinnis was your top 3. And Artis Gilmore won Rookie of the Year over Julius Ervin, chat. That's crazy. I guess I didn't necessarily realize that as well. You know, obviously, Irvin goes on to become and Gilmore, I think he's all 75 team, right? There's no way he's not. All ABA. Wait a second, chat. Artis Gilmore left off the all 75 team? Is he not on the all 50 team either? Am I not reading this right? Let's go back to this list. Oh, that's a borderline one, chat. That's a close one. I guess, we'd have to go through. We have to really lay out the list. I might start getting a little fuzzy in the 60s and 70s. May have to really start doing the research there. But let's see. All ABA all-time team, 1996-97. So I guess I was gonna say, do they need to update that? But I guess there haven't been more ABA years. But do we get to honor the big 3 like the NBA or the ABA gets honored, where the all-time big 3 team? If that, but I think that league's going strong as well too. Has the big 3 already been around more seasons than the ABA, chat? Hey yo, ABA longer seasons though, more games played. Maybe they still have a little catching up to do. But yeah, chat, that's kind of crazy. I guess not every Hall of Famer as well too is going to get in the Hall of Fame, but the double-digit All-Star is pretty crazy. So I guess maybe the ABA thing would probably be the affecting thing for the NBA All 75, because I guess it wasn't necessarily a basketball All 75. Again, a guy like Dr. J and Moses Malone, they team up obviously in the NBA, but they were such a dominant. They became their own dominant presences in the NBA outside of their ABA years. Even some of the Denver guys as well too. I think Issel had a little bit of a run in the NBA here. Let's check the Issel stats real quick, chat. 71 to 85. I guess he is not on the all 75 team as well too, chat. We need to pull up the all 75 team. But Jokic is not on the all 75 team either, so it is what it is. Dame is on the all 75 team and Jokic is not. Jokic has 3 MVPs. 4? How many does he have now, chat? Hey yo. But Issel in the NBA, I guess, hovering, 20 points a game. He would have played for almost a decade. 20 points a game, 50% from the field. So I guess, maybe not a Hall of Famer in the NBA, but obviously the ABA stuff was very impressive as well too. Rookie of the Year, a couple of MVP votes, led the league in scoring. But Rigger Artis, whoa. Hey, yo, Chad, that's a nickname for Artis Gilmore. Kind of crazy, but the A-Train is a little interesting as well too. Artis Gilmore, beloved chat. We're just very pro Artis Gilmore pod as well too. The rebounding, the blocks. Hey, yo, chat. Wemby. I mean, Artis Gilmore, it's like that's one of the levels of greatness he has to pass and unlock still. I mean, Artis can he get the career of Artis Gilmore? I think wouldn't be a disappointing pick at all, chat. Absolutely. But, obviously is he already projected a little bit better than Artis Gilmore? I mean, Artis Gilmore, again, he won the MVP, I guess, in the ABA as a rookie. Who else did we just look up recently that won the rookie MVP as well too, chat? I think it was ABA. I mean, maybe it would make sense for that league being newer, just a younger league. Some of the newer guys still being able to actually win the MVP. But maybe it was Spencer Haywood or something like that. I don't remember, chat. We'll just go to the Spencer Haywood page just because. Shout out. Oh, yeah, it was Spencer Haywood, chat. Hey, yo, 30 points a game, 19 a game. Look at that. We're learning history here on the old REMINGTOM pod. Maybe we're actually remember a thing or two. But so we've got Artis Gilmore and Spencer Haywood as the old rookie MVPs for the ABA. Indiana, chat. 5-point game still, 22 to 27. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Hey, yo, game's not going by that quickly. First quarter, 1:47. Halliburton to Nembhard. I guess we've been buried in the basketball reference here for a second, but the ball is moving good here, chat. Hey, yo, Toppin from the top of the key, not able to get it to go, but again, good movement. So hey, well, maybe that is a thing that can counter good defense, chat. A little movement. channel that 2014 Spurs energy, just get to popping it around there, chat. I mean, could if the 2014 Spurs were playing this Thunder team, what would happen? Ooh, chat. Maybe we got a little chat GPT simulation to cook up here. I don't know if we need to get like a 2K set up on the second TV where if we want to just cook up these historical matchups, we just run a little simulation on 2K with some of the historical teams. But that is an interesting thought as well, too. So, again, I don't want to like turn this into the bigger picture. Oh, OKC is going to win the finals. Let's talk about OKC in that perspective. But, again, OKC is, like, Indiana, I guess, is teetering on the historic thing in a different way, obviously. If they are able to defeat OKC in the finals, then maybe you could make the case that the historic thing that they could go toe-to-toe with any team in a historic aspect because, like, well, they did take down OKC, so what do you know? But then we get all of the questions about OKC as an opponent, of course, that arise, and their youth as a team on this stage, and maybe it's just a great matchup for them to actually be able to be the upset team in this scenario. So I think regardless, obviously OKC from the historical team perspective is a little bit more in line to be discussed with some of this type stuff. So if we were going to go with the historical would you rather matchups of this series, I think that maybe is obviously, just a little bit more competitive and a little bit more historically comparable to be like the Thunder versus some of these other teams. Because it's also, like we're saying, the statistical, historical thing with the Thunder. Their defense has been great. I guess, we haven't necessarily like the historical stuff of some of their offense. But obviously with offense now, every season is a historical offensive season almost. But their defense has been great. And then their record as a team as well, too. And then, the one question that really is interesting for them is just them at this stage in their career. I mean, and maybe that is, again, they're only up, I guess here he hits the free throw. So 7, they're going to be up by 7-8. So, they may be able to keep the Pacers I say they may, they may be able to keep the Pacers at arm's distance here. I mean, obviously, again, we see the Pacers could definitely make a comeback at some point. But, yeah, with them at this stage in their career, it is kind of, again, that's like the one thing that is going against them at this point. That's obviously the reason that they've been favored so heavily as well, too. It's not like we've necessarily been debating in the odds or in the conversation about, maybe a little bit just to be interesting. But it's not like, again, in the odds, there's been a reflection of, the Pacers. Even on the home court here, OKC up until the very start of the game was favored by 5.5, 6 points. Pretty dominantly for OKC. But, again, like we're saying, this version of the team would be really interesting against some of those other really historical teams because the scary thing about OKC is obviously they can get better, not just these guys, but the team itself has the mechanics to continue to improve and to continue to build a smart franchise with the picks and the roster, salary cap management, and all that different stuff. But if it was like, okay, if we get to lock in this team for the rest of, for the next decade or 7 years, and they get to play together and they get to just, the chemistry that gets to develop and the talent that continues to get better going forward, like this version of the team as well, too, is a scary version of the team, I think, with Shea, Chet, and Jalen Williams potentially a little bit. And maybe the Chet, Jalen Williams stuff is a little, some of the, I wouldn't say the upside of that is in a different spot than it was a year ago, but obviously, Shea's been awesome as well too, so you're not gonna be mad about the overall prospects of the place that this team is in. But again, the historical comparison thing is interesting because I think there is a case where, like I'm saying, in 4 years, is this team a more talented team than the 2014 Spurs team? I mean, you wouldn't be shocked. I mean, is Shea already a better individual scorer than anybody on that 2014 Spurs team? Like, absolutely. And then you have Chet and Jalen Williams with their ability to get shots for themselves. And then this team already has a sort of defensive team to maybe go toe-to-toe with the Spurs in a defensive way like that as well, too. So, again, it just becomes like, is the Spurs sort of experience and the coaching and the veteran nature of the team, is that going to be enough to grind out wins against this type of team? And, the Spurs and the Thunder, I guess we had their battles back in the day, especially against the Durant and Harden and Westbrook teams. So I guess, that group is well tested against young OKC cores to potentially battle in the playoffs as well, too. But this, the historical outlier factor of the defense of this team just makes it an interesting, if you're able to translate the historical aspect in a way, makes it an interesting thing. And, again, like them versus, say, the Pistons from the early 2000s as well, too, with those Billups and the Wallace brother teams. And, again, maybe it's just a function of modern times, but this team is just a more individually talented team than that team. It's just like, okay, that team was obviously able to, they were in the playoffs multiple years, having these big playoff runs year after year, eventually broke through, got to the finals, and then, was able to pull out a sort of upset victory, maybe like the Pacers are hoping here too, against the Lakers, of course. And would that veteran experience be able to be enough to beat the Thunder as well too? So I don't know, Chad. Do we have to hit the Chat GPT and run a little simulation and see what we get here for the matchups? I think obviously, we have to, and with as historic as they've been, I still feel like, I guess we could run the simulation with them versus the Warriors, just to see what the series would be like. I think we would all still pick the Warriors. It's obviously a team that we're picking against most teams in NBA history, but it could be a competitive series. It could win a couple of games for sure. The Cavs is obviously a really interesting series if this version of the Thunder is in the Western Conference, because, if we're doing this Thunder teams versus finals losers, is that, fair to every team in the comparison as well too? But obviously there's some historic teams on that end of it as well too. But what would happen in a NBA Finals matchup? And I guess the Spurs and the Thunder is Western Conference as well too. So not only could it not happen because of the historical reasons, chat, it have to be we'd have to realign the NBA back in 2014 as well too to get this to work somehow, to get two teams. This finals already is the closest finals in NBA history, I think they were saying, with the Pacers and the Thunder. So the Spurs and the Thunder would be, just bus rides for everybody over in the finals, just back and forth. If you win the finals in the away game, you could just drive home and then just be partying in your hometown Saturday. I guess it could be like a 8-9 hour drive. I don't want to underestimate the old Midwest there, chat. But what would happen in a finals matchup between, or just like should we just say an NBA matchup, NBA series matchup? But NBA finals matchup between the 2025 Thunder. Should we list the Spurs first, just to make sure to lead ChatGPT in the right direction? But the 2025 Thunder versus the 2014 Spurs, chat. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it goes well for the Spurs. Hey, yo. It would be a battle between young switchable talent and all-time elite movement and execution, the tactical movement of so this 2014 Spurs are like De Niro and Heat, and the 2025 Thunder are sort of like, maybe they would be like what Merriman's group and Den of Thieves, maybe, because that, they're a little bit younger. Is maybe some experience in the crew, obviously, but I think that team is probably themselves up as a little bit younger than De Niro's team in Heat. But team profiles, Thunder projected. Oh, okay. That's right, ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is gonna give him Josh Giddey still. No Alex Caruso. That could be a big difference in this series. Hopefully, it matters for the Spurs. Do we have to go in and enter the rosters correctly, chat? 2014 Spurs: Duncan, Kawhi, Parker, Ginobili, Boris, Danny Green, of course, all the stuff. Oh, chat, I'm going to spoil the potential results for the series. I guess if the Thunder win the series without Caruso, I guess Giddey's movement and, maybe his playmaking is a good matchup against the Spurs as well, too. Him against Patty Mills, it's not like the Spurs have the same sort of defensive backcourt stuff that the Thunder do necessarily. Great defense front line, obviously, with Duncan and stuff, and with Kawhi as well, too. Possibly the greatest team ball offense ever seen, historic finals points differential. Chat, is that going to be in jeopardy? Oh, no! The Thunder, hopefully that's not in jeopardy with this run. Okay, we got to take a detour real quick here, chat, and double check that. NBA Finals point differential. Basketball term. No, wait. NBA point differential. No, wait. Okay, NBA Finals point differential, chat. Let's see. I think... wait. Differential. Wait a second. 70 points. Okay. Highest point differential in a series. So that's just the total series overall. Let's see if it gives us a little bit of a list here. Stat means. Oh, okay, we do, chat. So we've got the Celtics the Celtics dominating, chat. The Spurs at 1, and the Celtics at 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. Various versions. I guess mostly actually the 60s, with the 80-81 Celtics being at 5, and then the 2007-2008 Celtics being at 7. The 17-18 Warriors, I mean, them just being up against that Cavs team that much is pretty impressive as well too. Obviously, again, not the most historic finals team ever. You know, obviously that goes to the Spurs, Chad. It is what it is. But you know, I guess, was their opponent better? That's a close one. The Cavs versus the Heat, chat. We got to run that simulation in the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe we should have said a Western Conference Finals playoff matchup. But I feel like for some reason the Spurs on the final stage, I'm a little more confident than in the Western Conference playoffs. I think our record in the finals is a little bit more. We have a higher percentage in the finals than some of those playoff. I guess, you know, maybe not, you know, all time, obviously less series in the finals, but we did have some early playoff exits when we started watching the team, obviously in the early 2010s. You know, as our consciousness started to, and the basketball memories really start to lock in as well too. But yeah, wait. So the Thunder, I guess game 2, if we can get that score back up here to remember, we got a 16-point game for game 2, but so they're at 15 points right now for the differential, 14, 15 points, so something in that range. So 70 points, not totally off the table, chat. Hey, yo, the Spurs won that in 5. Let's go back and look here, because that game 2 was, I want to say the Heat won game 2, that series. And I believe that was a close one as well, too. Not a 1-point game, but maybe like a 3 or 4-point game in there for sure. Let's see if we can get a refresher here, chat. Oh, man, I can't believe we haven't pulled this series back up yet, chat. It's just because we're not biased. You know, we've done a good job. Okay, so it was 2-point game. Yeah, it was close. We gave the Heat a little bit of credit there. But so they won 72 points, chat, over the rest of the 4 games. So they were winning by an average of 18 points. So we just need Indiana to keep... Honestly, at this point now, we're just rooting for close series, so the Spurs record stays intact. Hey, yo, chat, because this is about as dominant of a finals as we've seen. I think, again, if we even go modern times, like the merger, the 80s, the 90s, what's the cutoff here, chat, that we want to use? I guess here, let's just sort the seasons here real quick and see what we get. The Nuggets in 22-23 with a 41, and then a bunch of close series in there for sure, but 17-18 was at 60, 14-15, 43, chat. Hey, yo. In a 6, I guess they won those 6 games by quite a bit, because again most of these would be 4 or 5, but there's a few 6-game series. Oh, there's a 7-game series in here as well too, chat. The 77-78 finals, major wins for the Bullets, I guess, in their 4 games. 44, you know, winning by an average of 11 is a decent handful. Okay, 4-point game, chat. They closed it even 1 more point. Hey, yo, second quarter is now underway. 10 minutes left. But Blazers in the 70s as well too. So yeah, you know, since the 90s, 11 teams with a 40 or more point differential. So that's like, you know, a quarter of the teams. I guess, you know, we're 35 years since 1990, not necessarily 45. But I guess, you know, 35%-ish of the teams. So a third of the teams, that's not crazy, but either way, chat. Yeah, so historic differential, ayo. But versatile defenders, peak Kawhi defensively plus savvy vets. So obviously Kawhi versus Shea is all-time stuff, chat. That early defensive Kawhi versus this early offensive Shea would be nuts, and you're gonna think that Shea is gonna still outscore Kawhi on the other end, but maybe, you know, with the way he was able to play LeBron, and then, you know, they're gonna be able to throw more guys at Kawhi as well too. That's going to be tough. SGA versus Danny Green or Tony Parker. Uh-oh, chat. Green can only do so much. ChatGPT is not going to account for switches. This could go bad. We're going to need Josh Giddey in these lineups again. We're not going to switch anything out, I guess. Pause. But Dagnov versus Popovich. Pop wins by a wide margin. Okay, shout out. We're back in on ChatGPT. It is very knowledgeable, chat. It knows. Oh, 2-point game. Indiana, chat. Here we go. Oh, 1-point game on the ESPN. The ESPN's going to be a big spoiler for this one, chat. Tactical notes. Okay, Kawhi's role, AO. Series prediction, 7 games. Oh, wait, let's say this is a 7-game series. Played under 2025 rules. Both teams fully healthy. Okay, chat. Game 1 goes to the Spurs. Spurs overwhelmed with experience and precision. Game 2 goes to the Thunder. SGA takes over Young Legs. Game 3 to the Thunder. Thunder defense shuts down the Spurs bench unit. Crowd roars. Game 4, the Spurs. Vintage Manu plus Kawhi clamps SGA late. Okay, chat, we're not going to watch. This game's not even real, and we're already cheering for the Spurs. We just can't help it. Ginobili hitting clutch shots in AI land. AI's good enough for me, chat. AO, but... game 5 to the Spurs. Here we go. A 3-2 lead. Timeout OKC, chat. It's a 1-point game. There we go. 36-35. Finally catching up. What's to say? Parker carves up OKC in transition. Duncan dominates boards. I like it, chat. Game 6, I'm guessing, goes to the Thunder as well, too. Oh, chat, it's a 7-game series. Wallace and Dort both force turnovers. Chet hits big threes. Game 7, the Spurs. There we go, chat. There's no way they were going to pick this Thunder team to win over the Spurs. Not at this point. Maybe if the Thunder win the finals, well, then ChatGPT maybe updates the roster at this point. MVP Kawhi, 17 a game, elite defense. Thunder may be more athletic, but the Spurs' collective IQ and coaching and unbreakable system gives them a razor-thin edge. Oh, wait, if this matchup was at 26 and 27, Thunder probably win. Hey, yo, chat. So would you like to see him against the Warriors or the Lakers? Oh, chat, it's kind of start putting him in historic territory. Okay, we do have to ask it an honest question, though. What if... okay, wait, so actually, we can't even say what if. We'll just say it as a fact because it did happen. Josh Giddey was traded for Alex Caruso, chat. Caruso. And then we'll go ... How does this affect? Hopefully not too much. That game 7 is going to be like Alex Caruso is actually exactly what they need for a game 7. Oh, meaningful changes. OKC loses a big, playmaker, rebounder. They get better defense back, 3-point shooting. Okay, we don't need necessarily every update on it, chat. We just need the series. Oh, it changes the outcome of the... Oh, wait a second. No, Spurs, Thunder, I think was original as of right. So, wait, does Manu still play well in Game 4? Hopefully Caruso doesn't take out Manu, chat. SGA takes Kawhi. Thunder offense slows. Okay, wait, so the Manu performance is not listed in a Y now. That's not great. But Spurs win Game 5. Okay, we're back in a 3-2 lead. Excellent wins in tight finish. Thunder win Game 6. And the Thunder, it just did that to mess with us. That's not even real, chat. Caruso and Dort make game-winning finals. Yeah, that's dumb. We all know that wouldn't actually happen, obviously, against the 2014 Spurs. It just is like, okay, we have to make a change because they put out, Shea now 30 points a game, clutch scoring. The Flusters, older Spurs guards, Alex Caruso. Oh, he's not that good, chat. Hey, yo, Manu wouldn't. Do we just have to? Okay, chat. We're gonna see how honest chat. I guess we'll be the ones to expose ChatGPT here. Manu Ginobili. Should we just matter of fact? Manu Ginobili. Chat. Beasley would cook Caruso. What would his stat line be? So we'll just say he's gonna be playing well, chat. It is what it is. Manager would cook Caruso. What would be his stats in this series? Let's see, chat. You're right to raise that. Manu Ginobili is a nightmare matchup. You're right. Yeah, see, we know what we're talking about when it comes to basketball, chat. ChatGPT, listen to us. Let us tell you what the stats are going to be. Hypothetical Ginobili matchup, chat. 28 to 30 minutes a game off the bench. Okay, so it still says, Caruso. It might settle us down here a little bit. Case and Wallace, young but physical. Lou Dort, strong and disruptive. SGA and others in switches. Series averages 17 a game. Ooh, chat, 17, 5, and 3. I'll take it. A steal. 49% from the field, 37% from 3. Ooh, here we go, chat. Manu's craft neutralizes Caruso's physicality. Perfect, chat. 17 a game would be right up there with his... I think he had a couple of 20-point a game finals. I think maybe that Pistons series, he was 20 points a game for the finals here. Let's check his other finals. But for that Heat series, I think he might have been more in like the 14 point a game range. Let's see here, chat. 8. Am I reading? 8 points a game. Oh wait, no. Wait, okay, that was the next series. When they won the finals at 13-4. Yeah, 14 a game. So 50-40. He was 50-40 that series, chat. Elite stuff from our guy Ginobili, but his scoring, I guess, would have been. He's even better against Alex Caruso. Of course, Jay's cooking him. It is what it is. But the year before that, 11 a game. You know, his older Ginobili as well too, 35 plus. In the finals against Cleveland, the first time that would have. So this would have been more reminiscent of like in the bag 20 or 10 years before that, chat. That finals against Cleveland, he was 17 a game, and maybe it's literally just replicating those numbers. 17, 5, and 2. Oh, chat, very sneaky. It did boost up his field goal percentage nicely, of course. He was only, what was it here, chat? 36 points per game. Should we lock in here, chat? What happened? Mike Breen was just, I thought he was just yelling about something, but TJ McConnell's just at the free throw line, so I think we're good. Mike Breen, he's just excited. It's the finals time. Yeah, against Detroit, he was 18 a game in the finals. Against New Jersey, 8 a game in the finals. Still a younger first playoff run for Jamanu. Still finding his legs in the NBA. But obviously, you know, right back, dominating in the playoffs. The Western Conference Finals against Phoenix, you know, Seattle in the semis before that, 20. So he's been 20 a game probably for this whole series, for this whole playoffs here. The 04-05 playoffs, chat. Just in case you need to know that for some Ginobili trivia at any point in the future. Yeah, 04-05 playoffs, 20.8 points a game. 10-11 playoffs, I guess, and that's 5-game series. That would have been one of those shortened series. 20.6 points a game that year in the playoffs. So this would have been a good vintage run for Ginobili in this finals, chat. Okay, 8 minutes left. The Pacers on an 11-2 run. They have a 3-point lead. Okay, we're locking back in, chat. Do we go Pacers versus the Spurs? We can't do that to Pacers fans. ChatGPT is going to pick the Spurs in 5. Yeah, the Spurs are dominant. We're going to get the same respect the Thunder have against the Pacers right now. And again, the Thunder haven't even won a game or won a finals yet at this point. But Siakam with the defensive block. Oh, chat. And you see the crowd is on their feet. Dagno with a little kind of shuffle on the sideline. I don't know if that's a nervous shuffle, chat. Uh-oh. OKC, here we go. Okay, chat. Sorry about that. Well, just taking a drink. But, okay. McConnell is, I don't know if it was the McConnell minutes that have shifted the game here. But I was thinking about the pace of this series as well, too. Because like we're saying, you know, this game 3 is, I think, a big game for the, you know, the Pacers. Maybe these teams could be a little swingy from game to game. But, you know, Oklahoma City was just playing so well in that Minnesota series. And they really didn't give Minnesota, of course, a chance to steal a couple games. In Denver, of course, they have Jokic. Jokic is a different level than anybody playing basketball right now. But there was still a little bit of Thunder inconsistency throughout some of those games as well, too, where this is still in that every other phase for the series at this point, where, you know, game 1 sort of let that game up, drop that game. Game 2, they look great. Game 3 is kind of a little, you know, not, you know, foot off the gas a little bit, you know, type game. Just not that same 100% performance that you get from OKC like we saw in the last game. And, you know, it becomes that importance of Indiana winning that first game. And you would think, of course, Denver with Jokic would be more situated to close the series out after stealing that type of win. But maybe with the Thunder or with the Pacers supporting cast around Halliburton, you know, just that mix of guys, maybe they're better suited to complete it as well too. And maybe it's just the optimism of the Pacers right now. So like, I think that, you know, does mindset matter, chat? Ayo, hot take. But again, you have Denver just like fighting for every bit of just any success to squeeze out of this season, to be like, okay, we still are, you know, this team makes sense, and we're paying a lot for this team. Like, we need to win as many games as possible. We still need to maximize Jokic in his prime. And we don't feel like we're living up to that at this point. And, oh, no, now this young Thunder team is now taking over us in a series where, you know, you're Indiana. We're like, we just have now gotten to the finals. Nobody expects us to be here. And, you know, of course, it's that team with nothing to lose. But I think it does matter in a situation like this as well, too, chat. So, Siakam, 4 for 7. They haven't even, you know, again, Siakam just getting some help, chat. Now it's finally the guy starting. The Benedict Mathurin game. 4 for 5. Here we go, chap. Spurs! They should have traded for him during game 2 when before he had the great game. And Caruso 0 for 2, chat. There we go. See, Caruso versus Ginobili. Get out of here. Ginobili's in the Hall of Fame. Ginobili's one of the greats, chat. I mean, Caruso, you know, I feel like, I was going to say, normally, you know, I would, if this was current, like, do we want to talk too much smack against Caruso? Like, you know, we don't want to get him riled up against the Spurs guys. And then I was like, wait, why does Caruso hate us? Well, because, you know, the Rim Pod's been talking smack against Caruso. But unfortunately, Ginobili is also retired. So not much we can do there, chat. Really the only things we can do are go to the chat GPT, simulate it in 2K, or see how AI technology continues to evolve. Because the matchup is just a hypothetical one, unfortunately. So we're in the hypothetical matchup. We're pro Ginobili, and it's just what it is. Caruso, I'm sorry, but we're taking the pro Ginobili side. And Caruso, if you have a problem with it, call in. Halftime 7 minutes away. Your phone's in the locker room. We all know it's on, but he'll be on Twitter anyway. So just call in to the Rim Pod and debate why you think you could stop Ginobili in the 2014 finals, Chet. Is Ginobili's dunking on Chris Bosh in that finals? You're telling me he's not going to get a dunk off on Chet at this point, Chet? Hey, yo. Come on. But, yeah, shout out to Mathurin and I guess McConnell as well, too, Chet. The TJ McConnell piece. They're running that. Oh, the steal, Chet. The homage to Reggie Miller play. Leading to an offensive rebound. Oh, the hustle, chat, by TJ McConnell. I see. We got to look up from the Basketball Reference every once in a while and pay attention to the game. And shout out for ESPN for getting the little, like the camera that the NFL has with the little like blur background that they use they'll use it on some of the end zone shots after a touchdown or on like a guy on the sideline or walking out to the field after a timeout or something. They've been using that for some free throws, for some, you know, again, the in-between timeout stuff, but they were using it on some of the pregame stuff. Great look, chat. We are a fan. Finals. It's the time to level up the production, of course, as well, too, chat. I guess, are we going to get the blurry background back on the Rim and Sam Pod? We'll just be sitting in a nice little cloudy, blurry, foggy situation here. Hey, whoa, hey, pause, whoa. IT, cut that out. But, we're not trying to get canceled here, chat. But, Isaiah Joe. Okay, an Isaiah Joe sighting. That's very nice, chat. 2 for 2 tonight. So Isaiah Joe versus Benedict Mathurin game 3. Who would have thought? Mathurin, the offensive rebound. Okay, so I know, you know, we're just now getting relocked back into the game. Nembhard for 3. But it does seem to be some of those, maybe those offensive rebounds or those rebounds just bouncing out to the middle area. And the Pacers are collecting those. And they're not necessarily having like box out, you know, battle around the rim. The guards are sort of cleaning up the missed longer shots. And that's some of the more three-point shooting as well, too. Speaking of three-point shooting, Isaiah Joe, chat, getting that percentage back up. Oh, wait, 2 for 2. Okay, so now we're catching up. So now he was 1 for 1, I guess, in that last three-pointer. So wait, okay, 6:05 on the ESPN, 6:12 on the Sling TV. So do we get a little stoppage here, chat? What do we got, a foul? Yeah, okay, Mathurin at the free throw line right now, hitting some free throws, would be the play that just happened. The nice little pump fake, chat. Halliburton off his feet, not staying disciplined. We love to see it. Hopefully, 3 for 3, we didn't jinx him. And it's still on the table here. There we go. Mathurin getting to the free throw line that time. Nice little get into the mid-range. The defender, using the momentum against him. It's a little out of the Shea playbook, of course. But Mathurin also Canadian, I think, chat, maybe? Let's see here. Benedict Mathurin, Quebec. Okay, we're not totally crazy, chat. So, the Canadian takeover in the NBA. We've been looking overseas to Europe, chat. It's the North. The North, chat. They're here. The White Walkers. Oh, man, we should have been more locked in on Game of Thrones. What's the saying? Winter is coming. Hey, yo, chat, pause. But winter is coming. The North, it's here, chat. Shay, Nemhard, Benedict Matherin. I mean, we're gonna find out Chet went to primary school in Toronto or something like that. But Montreal. Or I guess Montreal is in Quebec, chat. There you go. I guess learning Canadian geography as well. Hey, yo. I mean, can you blame us too much, chat? I mean, we are American after all. So how many countries' geographies are we going to really dive into here? You know, oh, 46-42. The Pacers, chat. Here we go. But, you know, I feel like we're pretty locked in on some of the basic American geography. I feel like we can lay out the states. We can get the map of they have that challenge where it's like, oh, you know, can you name all 50 states if you looked at the map of the U.S.? That's like, I think so. Maybe some of the eastern, you know, that eastern seaboard maybe gets a little confusing, but I feel like process of elimination. I feel like once we're seeing it, you know, you know where Massachusetts is at, Delaware, you know, the Delaware Rhode Island thing maybe, but Rhode Island's also the smallest one, so you just look for chat. But you know, you look for the little nub out there, and then Delaware is that little sliver. You know, Rhode Island's the nub, Delaware's the sliver, New York's the main one. Massachusetts is sort of, doesn't that kind of just look like mini New York almost? And then, you know, Connecticut. Really, honestly, the one that might get us might be the Vermont-Maine combo. But again, I think we could clutch it because I think Maine would be more north. I don't know if you know, that's like a don't show your work situation, but I think maybe we would get that one right as well too. North and South Dakota, I feel like pretty self-explanatory. Montana, you know, again, fortunate being in Iowa. Iowa kind of sneaky borders a lot of those tricky states. So, you know, okay, South Dakota is right there next to Iowa. So, or, you know, right off the corner there. That's like a sneaky sort of forgotten border. The underrated borders. Hey, chat. With the Rem and Stampot, we're talking borders. But state borders. Hey, yo. Underrated state borders. The Iowa-South Dakota state border. But, you know, you go, okay, South Dakota, there's North Dakota, you got Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. I mean, you know, you just start checking them off, chat, working your way around. Maybe if you time limit it, then, of course, it starts becoming an issue. But Alaska and Hawaii, pretty, actually, I think would hot take easier to find, chat, than the other states. I guess, you know, world map. But if you're looking at one of those U.S. maps where it's like the states are just, like, randomly sectioned off, like hovering in the ocean, it's like, okay, but don't forget about Alaska and Hawaii as well, too. Then, obviously, we're down there. You know, I guess the trick question is maybe you start adding in some of the, you know, I guess the Commonwealth's other territories and things like that, chat. But you know, the contiguous connective 48, the main 48, chat. I think we're pretty locked in. So yeah, Canada. You know, we know names. We know the names of some locations: British Columbia, Vancouver, Quebec. But yeah, chat, don't expect us to pinpoint it on the map there. Caruso in the corner for 3. Oh, Caruso. Hey, yo, chat. I mean, Ginobili wasn't playing defense on him there, so it's not to say that he would have made that one against the Spurs, but he did make that one, so we do have to give him his credit. But the Pacers up by 4. Halliburton, the little midi, chat, and he hasn't even got going as well, too. But again, the distribution has been really good for Indiana tonight. So maybe Indiana would actually be that matchup against 2014 Spurs. Halliburton with the defense on Jalen Williams, chat. Maybe we need to get Jalen Williams to start cooking here a little bit. I feel like we haven't looked up and seen him really make a ton of plays so far. Halliburton a little bit all over him there on defense on that drive with the foul. Let's see what we got early on. J-Dub, yeah, 2 for 5. 4 rebounds is pretty good, chat. 2 for 5. Shea at 2 for 7. You know, this might be sort of the slower Shea game, chat. 6 points with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. What is the odds for Shea to get to 30, chat? Is this any opportunity to make some money on a Shea 30-point game? I would, you know, that everybody's now running the stats of the historic NBA Finals scoring. You know, we were hyping up Shea. I think maybe we were even looking up some historic stats as well too for the final stuff last time. Oh, chat. The Thunder are a half-point favorite. They're down by 3. Indiana will never be favored to win this game at any point. Shea to score 12-plus points in the second quarter. There's 4 minutes left in the second, so could he score like 10 points right here in a row? I guess 350 on the FanDuel, chat. The FanDuel. Is this how they get us, chat? They're in cahoots. They put the Sling TV a good 45 seconds behind the FanDuel, and if we don't pay attention, we're like, wait a second. what's happening. FanDuel turns out it's like 2.5 plays ahead. And we're just way behind over here, not even keeping up with the live game. But Matherin drives in that time. 51-46, but it's tied right now. If it's 3.5 on FanDuel, we're at 350 right now on the Sling TV. But Clash of the Titans, first half tie, plus 850? Wait a second, chat. Can we bet this one right now? Okay, alert your friends, chat. Call, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody. A halftime tie right now, plus 850, is not too bad. It's a pretty close scoring game. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander plus 30, Chet plus 30, and a Thunder win. Hey, yo, 26-1. Yeah, Chet's not getting 30 tonight, chat. I don't know if we just jinxed it, but that seems a bit rich at this point. Shea, minus 102. He has 8 points. Oh, man, chat. There's still no value, so they have faith in him to get 24, or I guess 22 points in the second half. I mean, so do I, chat. I'm looking for the odds. I'm looking for it to happen. I'm thinking it's pretty possible. There's him slicing in right there for that 7th and 8th points and tying the game up. So that's a very, that's the Shea that we've seen attacking the basket, playing a little bit normal as the second half winds down here. Yeah, see, I guess Chet does have 15 tonight, chat. Matherin with 14, but is Chet going to get 15 more in the second half? Is Chet going to have a 30-piece in the finals? I guess we can't doubt him, chat, if he's already halfway there at this point. Halliburton at 7. What's Halliburton to get, 25 tonight, chat? I don't think this is going to be a Halliburton scoring game. Yeah, plus 680. I feel like with the creation would still be okay. Siakam to get 25, plus 205. Oh, plus 210, plus 200. Oh, it's moving, chat. Hey, yo. The line is on the move. Siakam to get 20 right now is minus 222. Whoa, Shea is minus 3,000. Jalen Williams minus 290? And he has 8 points in the first half? Minus 290? I guess if this is a close game in the second half, then maybe they are going to need the scoring. But can I bet the unders, chat? Jalen Williams get the under in the second half? Hey, yo. I don't know about that one. Shea to completely go bonkers. Shea to get 40 is plus 680. So it's as likely that Shea with 8 points in the first half gets to 40 points by the time the game is over. It's the same likelihood as Tyrese Halliburton with 7 points getting to 25. Hey, yo, chat. Oh, Shea's getting more points as we speak. Oh, he's got 10 right now. Okay, so they're scoring. Okay. So is Indiana, chat. Keep tying it up. Player threes. Halliburton hit a couple of threes. Neesmith, Chet. Chet hasn't hit a 3 yet. He's got plus 15. I guess the three-point shooting hasn't even really... well, I guess, those that have hit multiple at this point wouldn't be listed. Halliburton, it's like, yeah, he's probably going to hit that second one. At least the Vegas odds aren't going to take a chance, chat. But McConnell in to potentially close the first half here. McConnell, Halliburton, Ben Shepherd, Neesmith, and Siakam. The small ball lineup, 3 minutes left against Hartenstein. So OKC counters by going with the bigger center. They take Chet off the court. They go with the more physicality inside, but still spread the court. So Siakam, chat, takes him, punishes in transition, immediately gets right up the court and scores the quick layup. So great counter there. Siakam as the small ball 5. He's going to have that ability to get past him on some of those running opportunities for him. Oh, but Hartenstein responds, chat, with the dunk on the pick and roll. So Matherin, of course, playing well, but they're going with Shepherd in the wing spot, who, let's see here, chat. 0 for 2 from 3 tonight. You get Matherin back in the game, give him a chance. They just want to make sure that Halliburton gets the ball back. If they swing it back into the corner, chat. Hey, yo, there's the little floater. There it is. 55-55, chat. At the half. Or, yeah, I guess 2 minutes left here on the sling. What are we at? A minute and a half on ESPN. Halliburton with 9. So, again, 25 is a lot, but not necessarily crazy when you start looking at that number there. Shea off target. Here we go. And, Halliburton having the little offensive burst at the end of quarters. There we go, Chet. The 3 for Halliburton, 58-55 in transition. Oh, he's a genius, chat. Maybe he's just a genius. he knows when to pick his spots offensively. Sort of Jimmy Butler-esque. I guess it always just somehow is us roundabout comparing this team to the Miami Heat from the last couple of years. But I feel like there is some similarities. Or maybe, just the lineage of whatever that sort of team is in NBA history as well, too. But, it's a special player, Jimmy Butler, obviously. Getting to multiple NBA finals, having great games against the Lakers, of course, and historic final stat lines and stuff is pretty awesome. And I guess I was going to say historic final stat lines for Tyrese Halliburton, but I guess historic playoff stat lines with that one game that he had with that 30, 15, and 10 stat. And, with the other performances that he's had as well, too. But that's like the real iconic stat line anyway so far from his run. But Jimmy Butler's ability to fade in and out of scoring and playmaking and whatever his ultimate role in the team was or on the court at the moment, his ability to sort of shift in and out of that is one of the reasons that he's special as a superstar player. And again, Halliburton is a little more traditional to do that with the point guard. So it's like, okay, yeah, he's sort of, that's the playmaking is in the job in a way that it isn't for necessarily a wing like Jimmy Butler. But also, again, Jimmy Butler is sort of, when he's out there, he just becomes the point guard and the lead creator in a way as well, too. But, again, it just seems like all playoffs, it's been, even if Halliburton is not playing well, or if it seems like he's not playing well, it more seems like he is saving his aggression on offense for the end of the quarters. And that is, pretty smart shit. And obviously, a guy like Shea is tasked with carrying the offense throughout the game. So it's not a discredit to him that he's, obviously throughout the quarter, he's scoring 40 in the finals. This is different styles. But Siakam, chat, trying to just end the Thunder's defense right there. Poor Jalen Williams almost getting absolutely destroyed on that poster dunk. So Indiana's going to have 60 points in the first half, chat. On pace for 120 is not a bad offensive game, obviously, against this Thunder defense. The Thunder, hanging right there with them, of course, but to be able to now make it sort of an offensive... I mean, the fact that they are sort of playing to their style in a way, and they're winning the game, I think is a, does that, again, continue to validate sort of Indiana as a... And, is it even... I guess the reason I'm stumbling here is, like, is it fair to continue to have Indiana is in these conversations as the, are they as good as we think they are type thing, conversation? And again, it is sort of just comparing them against what the Thunder have achieved historically, statistically, throughout the course of the season and through the playoffs so far at this point. But the fact that they are getting the Thunder to play their style and the Pacers are winning the game, like I'm saying, is a sort of, they are a better in that way sort of team. And again, this is the finals. Like, you would think that there would be a thing that the opposing team can do almost, better than the teams they're playing. Like, it's not totally shocking. But again, with the conversation around the Thunder and their malleability as well too, it's like, is there a style that they can't play in a way? And the Pacers don't have the center ability to get the interior matchups the way that, say, Denver could, of course, with Jokic, or some other sort of center, ferocious, like, center interior scorer can potentially maybe be a tough matchup for the Thunder as well, too. As, of course, again, a lot of the perimeter and wing switchability is what the defense is, what the strong point of the defense is. But you would think, okay, even if it went to like a 3-point shooting defensive, maybe even a quicker type game, like the Thunder can, they do, it does seem like, they're playing quick because they're getting out in transition because of these steals a lot. So there is a speed to which they play sometimes, and their 3-point shooting can be really good. It's like, okay, they can still definitely match with them, but the Pacers are actually sort of outplaying them this way. And again, like, Shea is not, hitting every shot right now. Like, it's not that type of game. And it's still really close. On the Sling TV, 50 seconds left. McConnell with the chance to make this 62-58, so 61-58 before this free throw goes up. And he's 0 for 2 so far from the field, but his free throws have been there tonight to keep him on the scorecard. So there it is, chat. 62-58, 45 seconds left as it runs down. The bench points doubled up almost or even more so, for Indiana. Here we go. Ben Shepherd on Shea. Oh, Shea just attacking right by him, chat. Hey, yo. That Ben Shepherd matchup ain't going to last long. Yikes. Shea, the little between the legs. Right to the basket. Oh, McConnell. The drive, the feed, Ben Shepherd. Now, not only does he give up the basket on the other end, chat, the layup, the baseline layup attempt, he loses it out of bounds. Hey, yo, the Ben Shepherd 4-point swing. Let's see Mathurin. Where is Benedict Mathurin? Oh, there he is, chat. Okay, he's in the game. Yikes. So they got him in over, over Neesmith, chat? Okay. That's not bad. You know, obviously a little bit more creative than Neesmith, so you still get... But is Ben Shepherd like a better three-point shooter than Neesmith, though? I don't know, chat. Like, that's what I was saying. If you're going to go the McConnell, Halliburton, Mathurin, Neesmith, Siakam line, and I guess they're going Toppin as well, too, as the 5 over Siakam. Did Siakam have some foul thing a little bit? I saw him walking off. Hopefully that wasn't an injury thing. But McConnell fading away, chat. 6 seconds left. The shot clock was winding down, but 64-60. Shea, the crossover, the drive, the free throw line, little jumper doesn't go, chat. A 4-point game in favor of the Pacers. Who had the first half spread at Pacers +4? Because that would be a great... Can you do the alternate spreads for each, chat? If somebody's able to hit the Pacers on the over and then, you know, whatever happens, obviously the double result would be pretty intense. Double bet there. We'll really shout out to that person. DMS at Remington Pod. If you are able to get that bet in. Here we go, chat. The NBA Finals. Hopefully you guys are watching. Hopefully the ratings are up. Call your friends and tell them to watch the NBA, chat. We need to get that. We need to get back past baseball. Hey, yo, chat. Am I going to get competitive again? I just need to start telling people to watch the NBA to get that number back past baseball. Hey, yo, shout out to baseball, but basketball is better. Hey, yo, chat. Hey, yo, the finals. It's living up. Shea versus Halliburton. Let's take a quick break, chat. Second half. Action-packed. Don't go anywhere. Okay, chat, we are back, and the box score is popping for the first half for this one. Chat, we got, Shea ended up with the 12 on 12 shots. We're not going to look at that. 12 points, 11 for Jalen Williams, 15, like we were saying, for Chet. Siakam with 13. Halliburton with the couple of shots there at the end ends up getting to 12, and then Mathurin, of course, sneaking into the mix. The big three, chat, Halliburton, Mathurin, and Siakam. And it's funny because, like, I guess in a way, that's not necessarily totally untrue from what it could have been. I guess, could have been. Like, it's not potentially going to happen. Like, Mathurin's still a young player with potential development and is playing like that tonight. But, again, as a sort of a bench role, sort of a, more of a mercenary type guy on this team than a constant rotation guy. Like, when he was picked, because, again, where was he picked, Chat? He was 6th pick in the draft. Yeah, pretty highly touted prospect. It was a little bit of a different spot in the draft. Yeah, Ivy... Between Paolo, Chet, Jabari, obviously that was sort of the top 3 mix, but then it sort of became Paolo and Chet, and then maybe sort of Jabari, Keegan Murray, and Ivy as sort of the next tier. And really, of course, the only reason that Ivy, I think, well, not the only reason, not to disrespect, Keegan Murray is a great player, but the main reason that Keegan Murray goes over Jaden Ivey at 4 is Sacramento has De'Aaron Fox, so it can be a little bit better as well, too. But, again, Keegan Murray probably would have gone 5. No, Mathurin might have gone 5 at that point, but Keegan Murray's top 6 or 7 in this tier as well, too. So, Mathurin was sort of in that next, like, okay, is he going to be a franchise-type guy? But number 6, you get his scoring in there. You thought about his backcourt upside with Halliburton as well, too, again, next to Halliburton's playmaking. And it felt like that made a ton of sense. And it still is, like we're saying, it's not off the table for Indiana as, like, a developmental thing going forward. But it's just not the hierarchy of the team right now that is, potentially, in the lead right now at halftime in the finals. But he is, 13th in the class in win shares. As like Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams for the OKC is just going to have win shares for being on OKC as well, too. Tari Eason, Mark Williams being up there in the win shares is a credit to him. Christian Braun up there as well, too. Walker Kessler, 3rd in win shares in the class. Duran 2nd. And then Jalen Williams for OKC, of course, 1st. Would make a ton of sense. That team would be winning. Win shares per 48. Mark Williams, number 1. Mark Williams is the best player in the class? Hey, yo, chat. Who failed that physical? How did that happen again? I mean, I guess Mark Williams failed the physical, but what were the stipulations at which he failed the physical? Do we need to look that back up, chat? What happened? How did that... I guess maybe it's a good thing for the league that it didn't go through. But Mark Williams breaks silence. Oh, here we go, chat. On Lakers failed exam. Perfect. Breaks silence. We love it when a guy breaks silence. Following the trade of Anthony Davis, Lakers knew they needed a center. Lakers then tried to make a move at the deadline to fix it. Mark Williams is a player they identified. Lakers were going to send Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, and a couple of first-round picks in exchange for him. What happened was the Lakers thought they were giving up too much and said let's fail him on the physical. But can you fail him on the physical and say, actually, let's just do another one less pick or whatever? But Mark Williams opens up on rescinding a perspective. I definitely didn't think I had failed my physical. That didn't even cross my mind the night I got traded. I played hella minutes. I didn't think any world that was possible. I had been back at the start of the year. I've been playing games a lot of minutes. I felt like every injury has been well documented. I'd recovered and I'd been 100% of the time. So I don't know what went into the decision. I think that's up to them. Yeah, Chad, kind of sketchy. Connect, obviously, playing well to his rookie season. Do you go, let's keep him around just in case. Now they're going to end up having to trade Austin Reeves for him, chat. Unbelievable. But it doesn't even say as well, too, what it was that he failed exactly in the physical. Averaged this for the season, he was averaging 15-9. Hey, yo, chat. Leads the clash in win shares per 48. Crazy. Chet, number 2. Josh Manoy, 3. Jalen Duran, 4. Kessler, Williams. Jalen Williams. Diabate. Hey, yo. Guy Santos, number 9. Christian Braun. Tari Eason. Christian Coloco. Jovic. Nikola Jovic, Carlo Matvic. Yeah, I don't know, he's played 700, almost 800 minutes in the NBA. 325 points. I mean, shout out, Chad. I'm not exactly. I don't remember any of those 325 points. Unfortunately, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Yeah, shout out. But a 50-31 guy. Okay, not bad. The percentages 6'11", so maybe around the basket stuff is pretty decent. 7 and 5 rebounds. But how many minutes? The per 36, a 15 and 10 guy, 2 blocks a game almost. On 54% for the field, 57% for the 57.4% for the field, chat. 31% for the free. Needs to still add the outside range in there as well too. But maybe kind of an interesting player. I don't know, chat. So more minutes for our guy Martrogov or wherever he was at. What pick was he in the draft, chat? Ayo, 52. Is he even on a team at this point? Does he even count as active? Oh, yeah, just, I guess, 7 games played this year. So just made his NBA debut this season. Ayo, chat. So maybe going forward, we got to keep an eye on Carlo. What was his name again? Carlo Matkov. Oh, wait, well, one more time, chat. Click on it. Oh, no pronunciation. Matkov! Get some more points, and then Basketball Reference will give you a little pronunciation guide on the name thing. We'll be able to get it right. Jabari Walker, the 57th pick in this draft. Chat, this is a stacked 50s. J.D. Davison, Yannick Nzoa, Guy Santos, Luke Travers, Jabari Walker, Hugh Benson. Guy Santos, Jabari Walker, and J.D. Davison. I mean, that's a G League team right there, chat. I'd be signing those guys up tomorrow. Vince Williamson, 47. Chat. Gabe Pro. Jaden Hardy, maybe a little overqualified for the G League, but if we could get Jaden Hardy, I mean, chat, we'd be locked in. So this is definitely, again, best game in the series, hot take, the highest scoring game for sure. But again, we've also got the star players as well too, going toe for toe, the high scoring performances, everybody around for everybody all the way around, chat. So second half is going to be fun. I guess we'll see if the rotations tighten a little bit. They don't even have the minutes on here for Thomas Bryant log, but yeah, did he play less than a minute? He might have, chat. I feel like I saw him checking the game, but apparently it was not very long. Pause. Hey, yo. But between Toppin, McConnell, Matherin, and Shepard, they're gonna be running, and I think kind of sticking to the rotation of all those guys. So basically, Halliburton and just keep everybody else around him running, chat, the ball moving, and hopefully the shots keep on. But the 38% from 3 is not crazy in the first half as well too. The Thunder at 6 for 10 is definitely not gonna stay, keep up in that sort of way. Lou Dort, another great first half 3-point shooting performance, 3 for 3. You've got Chet, though, hasn't hit a 3 yet, 0 for 2. I guess we were looking at that earlier. So Lou Dort, can he get back to 5 threes, chat? He had 5 threes in game 1. He is plus 310 to hit 2 more threes. He is minus 168 to hit 1 more 3, chat. Oh, it's a tightrope. It's a tightrope. Will he hit 1 more 3, or will he get that second 3? Hey, yo, plus 300. Get it. Get the odds now, chat. Get on it now before it's too late. Even at 3-1, should it double for every 3? Maybe for Lou Dort it should, chat. But 6 threes. Is it going to be 6-1? 9-1. Hey, yo. Makes sense. I mean, is he going to hit 3 more threes in the second half? That would feel a little too much. Shea to not hit a 3 in this game, plus 120. Shea, no threes. Shea will definitely hit a 3 late in or just in the course of the game at some point. Shea to hit 2 threes, plus 310. So Shea to hit 2 threes, same odds as Lou Dort to hit 2 threes in this half because, again, he already has 3 made. So we're going to get 2 threes with 5 made, 300 plus 310. So more likely that Lou Dort hits 2 threes in this half than Shea. I guess, again, play style and shots they gravitate toward. And just shots that they're going to get in the offense in general. But, the player, I guess maybe we're just thinking more usage. And Shea has to take more shots. Wait, you have to spin the mic around. I have to grab these mints on the other side of this mic stand. There you go. Here we go. Okay. Locking in, chat. Second half about to start up. John Halliburton on the pre-game mic'd up, giving Tyrese Halliburton some last-minute motivation. Making his way closer to the court, chat. He slowly worked his way back down to courtside. NBA Finals time. If anything, thank goodness the Pacers stayed in the playoffs long enough for John Halliburton to work off his suspension, chat. Hey, yo. Imagine. I mean, I guess, if they just get eliminated, then, next season, welcome back, John Halliburton. Time served will be plenty for the offseason. But the fact that there's still the playoff run was, the playoff run has been paused so long that John Halliburton was able to get suspended and come back, chat, pause, and then work his way from the suite. Now he's back pregame on the sideline. Make no mistake, if they win the finals, you know who's going to be on the other side of the rope celebrating, chat? John Halliburton. You can lock it in right now. I know, NBA legends. What was it like the Masai Ujiri when they won the finals? Like, couldn't even get on the court or whatever. But make no mistake, if the Patriots win the final, I mean, it'll be Reggie Miller and John Halliburton hugging next to the Larry O'Brien trophy, being like, "We did it! We did it! I can't believe we won the finals. This is incredible!" And obviously the players will be like, "Oh yeah, no, we had something to do with it too." But congratulations to, we did this for Reggie and for John Halliburton. But Miles Turner, corner 3. Hey yo, chat. Hey yo, 62-64. Okay, chat. Classic game territory here. We'll see what happens. Because do any of those sort of underrated finals have the classic games that stand out? Like, you do get the hardwood, you do get the classic NBA classic games that rerun from, like, the Spurs-Pistons finals, the Spurs-Nets finals, where there was just competitive games that were, obviously meaningful in the course of the series, but, like, elimination games that went down to the wire. I think that the Spurs-Pistons series, I think, is an underrated competitive series, and the Thunder with the quick lead here, chat, in the second half. That series did go 7 games, and Game 7 was very, very close, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here, chat. Yeah, Game 7, and that whole series, that whole playoffs, a little bit more of a battle. It didn't necessarily, the Moses Malone, fee, fi, fo, whatever the record thing that he said was through the playoffs. But 4-3, yeah, here for the games. This would have not have been in the point differential. I guess if we went almost like finals closest point differential, then this could be a competitor here. But the first 2 games, Spurs won pretty handily. The Pistons, then I guess the early games were not competitive. Games 1 through 4. But Game 5, 95-96. Spurs win by 1. Game 6, 86-95. Pistons win. And then Game 7, 81-74. Spurs win. So I guess maybe Game 5 was the classic one I was thinking. Maybe I thought that was a Game 7, but Game 5 was the iconic, overtime game. I guess the closer, battle game for the series. Duncan with 26 in this game. Chauncey Billups with 34, chat. Hey, yo, free throw merchant Chauncey Billups, 10 for 11 from the free throw line in this game. Antonio McDyess and Lindsey Hunter off the bench, chat. 2005. Man, chat, they would have won the finals if they had Melo or something, wouldn't they have? It's kind of incredible. Because, you look at the bench right there. Shout out Darvin Ham. there's Darko right there, chat. There is Darko, but it's not like, I'm not even saying they don't, Carmelo is, or Dwayne Wade, or Chris, literally whoever, chat. I get, who else was in that? Rashard Lewis. You take Rashard Lewis with the second pick in the draft. It's not too bad. But there was somebody, there's like another pick. Rashard Lewis. No, Rashard Lewis is 96, chat. There's a... the 03 draft is not the most stacked draft, but... yeah, hot take, what am I saying? But I guess outside of, those other guys, it's not like then it's like talent 5 through 6 is also, elite all the way around. It's I guess we should say it's a little top-heavy. 2003 draft, a little top-heavy. Chris Paul, you get the top 4. Then, yeah, David West, 5th in scoring, like kind of a drop-off, chat. Obviously, David West, great player, but the David West to Chris Boshoff, and I think that's almost a perfect example of the class, too, because those are both very similar guys in a way. David West, I think, a little bit more methodical with the post-up stuff, maybe a little bit. There's just a little bit of a different skill set with his post-up game and his mid-range type stuff, but as those kind of power forward-y focused guys, Boss was definitely like an all-NBA level guy. And West might have made some all-NBA teams with Chris Paul there. 2-time All-Star anyways, okay. Yeah, 21 a game in New Orleans, not going to be underrated, but also, the Chris Paul thing was a little bit different. So, again, Bosh ended up playing, obviously, with Wade and Melo, but Bosh also had a run of All-Stars on the Raptors and just had a little bit of a different thing than, of course, David West did. And that, obviously, who's the comparison? If we're debating, like, next pick in the draft, we're not necessarily locking it in for David West. It might be. But, Korver, Mo Williams, Heinrich, Boris Diaw, Barbosa, like, that's tier guys that we're talking about. Perkins? Kenrick Perkins is the 23rd player in scoring in this class. Hey, yo, chat. I think maybe we looked at that before a couple live streams ago. But, what were we saying anyways? Yeah, but them with even, like, David West, perfect example, Them with David West would be, and, we start doing basketball fit stuff. I don't know if how he works in a team compared to some of the other guys in the class. But that kind of improvement in depth obviously would have carried them a little bit more because that is a little bit bleak. Even though McDyess 4 for 6 is not bad, obviously. But that was an iconic game, but not, or I guess a close game, a competitive game, but not necessarily a game that people like go back and talk about necessarily. People are like, oh yeah, 05 finals, game 5, where we at? The Chauncey Billups 34, Tim Duncan 26 in the finals. Do you remember? But Miles Turner almost just ended Chet's career right there with a vicious dunk. Did not get it to go. The Spurs again in the 2003 finals against the Nets had similar sort of situation as well too, but did not don't necessarily have it talked about series in that way, where unfortunately some of the talked about games, I guess the one talked about game that they would have would be against the Heat, and probably they would lose, because I guess you would talk about again sort of the offensive performance just as a whole through the finals in 2014 and would say one versus more so of like, oh, that iconic game. The closeout game is just like a stamp of how dominant they were in the series, and then in front of the home crowd, and just great vibes and ending sort of the storybook ending for the franchise. Like, it's obviously perfect for Spurs fans and sort of a rewatchability. But again, this is a dominant game. It's not like a classic game necessarily in terms of NBA history. So, shout out the Spurs with some of the more boring finals in NBA history. It is what it is. But, like, the Nuggets, they don't necessarily have, like, a signature game in that finals against the Heat. That elimination game was pretty good, and maybe we're underrating that. But, and, we need to get some more time as well, too, away from the game. So, I guess, game 1 is already a classic. We're not giving it credit for it. The way the fourth quarter ended and the drama of that is definitely classic-level stuff. But the competitiveness of the game throughout the game is, of course, what we're witnessing here, at least in the first half. Unfortunately, Indiana has not necessarily started the second half strong, but it's still only a 2-point game here in favor of the Thunder. But like Milwaukee, Golden State and Milwaukee are perfect examples, and obviously those games are hinged on sort of individual performances, but you've got iconic Giannis games and iconic Steph games from both of those series. You've even got, again, in a loss, you've got sort of an iconic Jimmy Butler game as well, too. But an iconic sort of replayable, like, oh, yeah, I'm like, if you reference that performance, basketball fans, it's like an easy sort of, oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. That Jimmy Butler's finals performance definitely stands out. So again, you would think that with sort of every finals performance, but obviously not the case. Again, can you recall Jimmy Butler's best game versus the Nuggets, chat? I mean, I'm pretty sure he had a good stat line game in there, if I'm not mistaken. But again, it doesn't jump off the... the image, obviously, of him slumped over on the... Oh, wait a second. Chat. The image of him on the scores table, just tired after carrying his team after that triple-double, is obviously an iconic thing attached to it as well, too, which is just another thing you can stamp in your mind for remembering that performance. But, yeah, I guess did not have a game necessarily where he led the series for the game total in scoring. Was not even the leading scorer, I guess, on his team for the series. I guess Bam. And yeah, Bam did play well in the finals as well, too. 21.6 a game in the finals for Jimmy Butler that year. And, again, Game 5, competitive, 5-point game. Game 2, Miami wins in a close fashion, a 3-point game. I think some of these games were a little more competitive throughout. But, yeah, Game 5 was a really good game as well, too. And I guess that'll be replayed because that'll be the game from that series. And it's like, okay, you're replaying the finals games, the classic games, the big network games. Like, you got to add to the library, I guess. But, again, just in terms of the conversation, I think that one sort of gets left out a little bit. 2018 Game 1, obviously, an iconic game. Whereas, that was a new tab, yeah. Whereas, like, the 2016-17, that first Warriors win, that first game of them being in the finals, and them showing the turnover stats for this game, Indiana's actually winning the turnover battle, which I don't think is something that has happened in either of the games as well, too. Obviously, I guess Game 1, that was one of the more standout things, was OKC winning the turnout battle in such a dominant fashion. And there's that first Shea 3, chat. Could have got that 2 3-pointers for the second half at plus 3-1. Wait, what did we say? Plus 3-1? Ayo, chat. Plus 300 at 3-1. So he's one down halfway through the third quarter. Will he get another one to go in the fourth? I think you could basically lock it in at this point, potentially. Halliburton with the coast-to-coast transition 3, taken from the Thunder playbook there. The Raptors versus the Warriors. Do they have an icon? More iconic, like, unfortunately, like the Clay and Durant get hurt game, and then, some of the response and stuff and what happened throughout the course of that game. Like, maybe different type of iconic. Like, I don't know if there's like an iconic basketball duel. Duel in that game. Steph did have a really great performance in that game that everybody got hurt in. And he was like, oh, okay, is this going to be another one of these great Steph games? But, it's not like not that it did not become a great, or like, is he going to carry the series even a different way? But, Kawhi was just awesome. So was that Game 5, chat, that everybody got hurt? Or Game 3? 47 in a loss? Yeah, here we go. I wasn't looking at the total score for the leaders there. But yeah, 123-109. So not the most competitive game there. The Raptors' big first quarter. Hey, a big first quarter, Jim. And then just continue to keep him away through the rest of the game. Kawhi with 30, Kyle Lowry with 23. But yeah, Steph with 47. I guess this is him without anybody in that game. So wait, was that then Game 2 that everybody... Game 2, everybody got hurt and they won the game? Is that what happened? Clay played 32 minutes. Durant got hurt in Game 1? Hey, yo, chat. Hey, yo, make no mistake. We ain't going back and watching the Kawhi wins the final series. Not on the Spurs, but... wait, when did Durant get hurt, chat? Durant got hurt in the Western Conference Finals? Hey, wait, did he go back for Game 4? Is that what it was? Was he returning later in the series? Okay, what was series summary? What happened? Where was Durant in this series? Why am I crazy, chat? One game played, 12 minutes. Okay, yikes. Okay, it wasn't Game 4. Was it Game 5 then? What's the only other game that we've not looked at? Okay, yeah, so Game 5. 11:57. 3 for 5, just cooking right away, chat. It is what it is. Golden State still won the game by 1 point. So, yeah, it would have been 3-2 that point on the series. So, them losing the series without Durant there for most of it is not necessarily something I didn't remember the chronological timeline of the injury there. as well. But Clay's 3-point shooting in that game, chat, and then when did was it game 6 actually that he ended up going down as well too. So 31 minutes played in game 6, chat, 30 points, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. RIP. And then Steph 3 for 11 in that game. Yikes, not a classic Steph game. But, you know, obviously the classic game for the Raptors in this run is the game versus the Sixers, where, you know, Kawhi's the shut the bounces around and yada, yada, yada. They end up getting the win in that way. But this is, at least for now, chat, I think even more so than game 1 so far, the classic series game. The better performances, the more consistent competitive edge throughout. You know, Indiana's crowd is locked in. The underdog energy of the crowd is pretty fun as well too. So, oh yeah, chat, Superman trailer looking pretty interesting, to say the least. We'll see. I'm not judging it yet, chat. I'm still giving superhero movies and all this stuff a chance. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's actually them. I don't know. It seems like everybody else, you know, we're not too far off. But we're excited. James Gunn's obviously a guy with a track record of success with superhero films. So I think, or I guess superhero properties as well too. So we'll give him a shot for sure. Superman, we're always willing to see what's going on. But just interesting is what we'll say from the trailers so far. Just interesting. And I guess at this point, we're a month out. Hey, yo, isn't it July 11th that this thing drops? And I think, you know, speaking of timelines, chat, I think we're a year out from the World Cup. They were making a big deal of that. I was seeing that on the TVs walking around when they had Coward on. And there was a headline that was like, 1 year today, the World Cup. So, you know, Fox as well, too, is the World Cup. It's like a, you know, sneaky. Oh, they're already promoting the World Cup a year out, of course. It's like, Cowherd, can you do your year out World Cup segment to get the early promo running? But it's like, oh, man, you know, gearing everything up toward 2026, you know, in America is going to be fun as well, too. But, yeah, I was like, okay, the NBA Finals are today. You know, 1-1 series. It's 1-1, but with the momentum of the series, like the Pacers have the upper hand and they're going back home. So it's like, okay, well, what's happening here? This is like interesting stuff. Cowherd is like, oh, World Cup a year out. Corporate Cowherd, chat. He's back at it again, keeping the bosses happy with the World Cup ads. But shout out Cowherd, chat. Call in and defend yourself, Cowherd. It is what it is. Old corporate Cowherd out there. But yeah, he was doing that segment. So I guess we'll steal that one next month. When Superman drops, we'll do Superman and 11 months till the start of the World Cup. Just the countdown. I guess, you know, the REMINGTOM pod, Sam would not be anti the World Cup count. I guess Sam's counting it down himself, so it would make sense. Tyrese Halliburton leading the Team USA in the World Cup in 2026. I guess not necessarily in soccer. So I guess what would it be? The next basketball event. Is it 20? Did we look that up, chat? 2027 for FIBA basketball, I think, would be the next time the Avengers have to assemble for Team USA. I guess, you know, FIBA more so like a Avengers Assemble, but it's like Avengers Assemble in the Solo movie. Like, it's like a Captain America Civil War Avengers Assemble type situation. Oh, did Jalen Williams just miss the dunk? Where it's like, oh yeah, this is actually an Avengers movie, but it's not being branded as an Avengers movie. I guess maybe it's almost the reverse of that, where FIBA Team USA's get branded like Avengers movies, and you're like, wait a second, it's just Captain America Civil War. What's going on here? It's just a Captain America movie. Like, wait a second, why is it just Durant and Chris Middleton? Like, what's going on here? I thought they were saying that this is Team America. But no, we're still winning gold medals with those guys and still doing okay. So, you know, this series would have some of the, I guess, obviously some of the better American talent, but with the focus on international talent as well, too. You know, Shea obviously would not be on Team USA. Siakam would not be on Team USA. But between Halliburton and Caruso, chat, Halliburton, Jalen Williams, and Caruso, and Chet, I mean, the Thunder are going to be Team USA in a way. Well, I guess Shea. So Halliburton in the Shea spot, and then Chet and Jalen Williams on Team USA. Halliburton's going to be making Shea jealous playing with his teammates, winning gold medals. Shea can win a title, but, you know, Halliburton can win a gold medal with those buddies. They can be connected. Like, Shea can't, you know, get Halliburton back and play with his teammates. Shea would have to request a trade to the Pacers. He's like, trade me to the Pacers for Halliburton right now, Presty. I have to go get revenge on the league for Halliburton winning a ring with my guys. 19 points, chat, for Halliburton tonight. 8 for 12 from the field. The scoring uptick is fully there. And, you know, of course, shout out to Simmons as well, too. Always a shout out to Simmons. Simmons, call in and defend yourself. How about Rem and Pod rips into Bill Simmons. But he was talking about Halliburton as a you know, obviously as a playmaker, and being in that Steve Nash vein of guy who is just going to be a guy that maybe hovers, you know, in the 17, 18, the upper teens, maybe low 20s for the points per game score. Like we were saying with Siakam maybe having to be their lead scorer at times, but Halliburton does have, and I guess, you know, you could say that with Steve Nash as well too, but I think maybe Halliburton, I guess, you know, we have to go back and watch more Steve Nash tape, but maybe does Halliburton have a little bit more get his own shot ability than Steve Nash? Again, Steve Nash was a very consistent perimeter threat, and a very, I'm sure, you know, all the driving creative stuff was there for him as well too. But Halliburton is a great shot getter and a guy that can definitely get to his spots and that mid-range stuff, and is also just a very efficient player as well too. So it's like, okay, if he's one of your most efficient scorers, like, you're gonna want some more volume. You're gonna at least want to test the volume there at some point and see what he is capable of from a more standpoint. And again, it's not like he hasn't tested his volume in the past, but pause. But just for this final stage of it, like, there is, and like I said, at the end of quarters, him picking those spots, and that's really what it is. It's like he is good at when he does when he does foot up on the gas at the end of some of those quarters and actually go into the scoring bag. Oh, Toppin with the little one-handed scoop and tried the layup, but not able to get it to go. When he does get into that bag, you know, his efficiency does continue. He does play really well there. So it's like, okay, well, let's see this more. Like, can you be in that 30-point-a-game range? But it's more, yeah, if he's, okay, still that, and I guess, you know, even with a great, if he has like a 30-point game and some teens and stuff, like, he could still finish with, you know, for the series, like 21 points a game or something in that range. But for him to have a offensive game or two where he is lighting up the scoreboards, I think is a, you know, almost a must for them to win the series. Again, if he's 20 and 10, I guess, every series or every game, then, and the rest of the team is efficient, then it doesn't really matter in a way. But, you know, that's probably not going to happen. Everybody's not going to be played perfect every game, probably. So you're going to need the stretch from Halliburton to just be a takeover guy, and just for the confidence of the team as well, too, and for the legacy of it. It's fun for the legacy. Have the scoring run. Make it easy on us, you know? We can, we're all dumb basketball fans. We don't want to have to discuss the playmaking. Let's just say that, oh yeah, Halliburton was also able to get 30 points when you needed him to, because look at Game 3 of the NBA Finals, and boom, there's a perfect example. He went off and he has scored. I mean, Shea's at 18 right now. They just showed a second ago Halliburton was at 19, so Shea ties him up right there. 19. The players are tied. The game is tied. Oh, it's still tied, chat. ESPN still ahead, but about 40 seconds ahead at this point. So Matherin with the little pull-up jumper. Yeah, that's not going to go. That's a three-pointer. They're at 83 right now, not 84. But we're going to get a score, I guess, on the next combination of shots here, chat. Shea, the little stop and go. Great defense by, is that our guy Shepard? Staying with him, chat? Forcing him to give it up. Shea, the bump. Oh, unstoppable, chat. Just gets right back to the mid-range. Relocates. The bump off again. Just, again, a little contact. Stumble into backwards. Gets the space to get the jumper. I mean, Siakam's got Shea on him right now. Siakam, you got to cook. Oh! Goaltending on Hartenstein on the layup attempt. Yeah, that, chat. The turn, just take it to the basket. You got the length over Shea. You should be able to operate over. You should be able to get a score on him as a bigger front court forward against a guard, even though Shea is also, in his own right, a good defender as well, too. Like we're saying, though. And they're going to need both of these guys. They're going to need Siakam and Halliburton to have a great sort of combination game like this as well, too. I mean, this could definitely be a game as simple as, are Halliburton and Siakam going to outscore Jalen Williams and Jalen Williams and Shea, or Chet and Shea, or even the combination of that three. Because again, with the supporting cast of the teams, there's been a lesser reliance on the number twos, and then Siakam emerging. That's cool. Like, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Oh, what a shock! Halliburton thought he was going to win the award. Like, we get to see Siakam now in an elevated role, continue to produce. And again, with the Thunder, it's like, who's going to step up tonight and be the guy? But maybe this is just one of those, okay, stars. Let's see the stars play. The guys are going to have to go get buckets. The defense is tough. The people are going to be relying on their best players. Siakam for three, Chet! Not quite. Game tied. Minute left in the third. The three-point shooting is still dramatically percentage-wise in favor of OKC. Shea not able to get the layup to go. Matherin out quick in transition, chat. Gets Caruso to foul him there. Going to the free throw line. So again, playing quick. The ball movement. They are really trying to run out, I think, as fast as they can. I mean, obviously, it makes sense. You don't want the Thunder's defense that is as good as it is to be set in the half court. If you can get away with some of these quicker buckets, and that's part of, Matherin's ability as well, too, as a faster downhill type guy. And maybe, him operating with just as few people on the other side of the court as possible might actually work, chat. Like, Matherin might be like an all-time 3-on-3 player, which is like just all kinds of space. Big three, we're already locking in Halliburton's big three career, his all-time big three stuff. Joe Johnson's a little like that as well, too. I mean, you kind of see where it's like the scoring, the 3-on-3. Like, oh, man, Joe Johnson might have been even better in the NBA if the NBA was 3-on-3. And he's already, put Joe Johnson in the Hall of Fame. We're going to have a Rem and Sam Hall of Fame chat. Joe Johnson, Artis Gilmore. It's going to be great. Wait, let's go look here. What was Artis Gilmore's Hall of Fame percentage? Or wait, I guess he was in the Hall of Fame. I guess what were we looking at? It was all 75 for Artis Gilmore that we were worried about. Yeah, of course, he was in the Hall of Fame. Duh, chat. But Joe Johnson, what is Joe Johnson's, I guess, for him? Maybe the percentage of Joe Johnson getting to the Hall of Fame is equal of Artis Gilmore getting to the All-75. I don't know if there's correlation there, chat, but I feel like he's got to be... Is it over under 25% for Joe Johnson, chat? Hey, yo. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but Chet with the baseline cut and the foul. Oh, Chet. A chance to oh, they have the lead. A chance to stretch to 2 here at the end of the third. So, Hall of Fame percentage. One of the last stats listed. What do we got? 50! There we go, Chet. It's a 50-50 split that he makes the Hall of Fame. Whew. It's a close one, Chet. It's a close one. Hopefully the big three era continues to go well for him. He's going to need the points. He's going to need the push. Hey, yo. So there's definitely some guys listed below him that are in the Hall of Fame for sure. Doug Collins, Gus Johnson, Wayne Embry, a legend though, shout out. Guy Rogers, Spencer Haywood. Absolutely, chat. Wait a second. So what is this, like 10%? Bernard King. Am I reading this right, chat? 11% chance that Bernard King makes the Hall of Fame. Is that what that says? That would not make a ton of sense. Yeah, Hall of Fame probability 11.8. What are we registering here with Bernard King? We've got 4 All-Stars, 4 All-NBAs. Like, yeah, a little on the lighter side of the full resume for the All-NBA guys. Oh, wait a second, chat. McConnell spinning, driving, falling away. It rolls out. 10 seconds left. OKC up by 2 to end the third quarter here. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Jalen Williams, the crossover 3, gets it to go. Ooh, chat. You heard the voice. That's a real deflator right there. Just a little 5-point lead at the end of the fourth is like, uh-oh. All that work. It's like a UFC, all that work, and you just feel like, wait, why am I the one stumbling now on the ropes at the end of the quarter? I feel like I was on the ground, winning, we were dominating. Like, I feel like we're up on the points, but now I'm staggering going into the last round. Like, what's happening? I don't think Indiana's staggering yet, but just a little bit of a lead. Like, oh, that's not the spot we thought we were in after that kind of a game. But, or after that kind of a 3 quarters. But 4 All-Stars, yeah, 4 All-NBAs. But just the individual seasons as well, too. 26 a game, 33 a game, chat. I guess the other seasons around that weren't as, high. Oh, 28 a game, again, in 1990, chat. He's doing it in the 90s, 3 decades. For Bernard King here, he's dominating. So, yeah, I mean, that's an easy call for this guy in the Hall of Fame. Shout out. But 11% is pretty crazy, chat. So in the 50% range, Tatum is already at 59%, Embiid's at 66%. You know, Embiid's won a league MVP as well too. So yeah, Artis Gilmore is at 64%. Shout out. I guess, yeah, he's already locked into the Hall of Fame as well too. Rondo at 60% is not in yet, chat. Okay, that's an interesting one. Rondo. Blake Griffin, 54%. LaMarcus Aldridge, 50%. Joe Johnson, 50%. Oh, chat, that's tough. Sandwich between two Spurs, and I want to put Joe Johnson in the Hall of Fame, chat. Hey, yo, this is crazy. We got Dennis Johnson, LaMarcus Aldridge, Joe Johnson, and DeMar DeRozan. 2 former Spurs and 2 guys named Johnson. Pause. And oh, chat, I was about to say something crazy that I will not say. Let's just say my favorite players of the 4 players listed here would be Dennis Johnson and Joe Johnson. It is what it is, even though neither of them play for the Spurs. But hook me up to the lie detector, just chat. Just don't even worry about it. I'll just be honest. And just go ahead and admit it. It's okay. But, yeah, Joe Johnson at 50% chat is a little bit low. But fourth quarter is about to fire up here, chat. So let's take a quick break and see, hopefully, if the Pacers are not able to let this get out of hand. The Thunder can win, but Pacers cover. Don't let that point differential get past that Spurs historic 2024 or 2014 territory. Stay tuned, chat. Drama ahead. Okay, chat. First possession of the fourth quarter. Mathurin spinning around, gets the and one, chat. Cuts the lead back to 2. 20 points now for our guy Mathurin on less than 10 shots. Oh, the efficiency is definitely there. But the points keep adding up on the ESPN. Just stare straight ahead, chat, at the Sling TV. And hopefully it doesn't spoil the fact that the Thunder may continue to get the lead, continuing to, get that lead bigger. Pause during this game. But, oh, no, wait a second. Okay, I peeked again, chat. Indiana does score. We love to see it. But, wait, what were we just looking up here, chat? On the stats, not Mark Williams. Oh, great games no, that wasn't it. Hall of Fame percentage for Joe Johnson. Yeah, 50%. Yao Ming is in the Hall of Fame at 52. See, Blake Griffin is close. Rondo is close. as well too. Should Rondo be in the Hall of Fame? Larry Cassell, Kevin Love 73. Kevin Love 73. I guess his regular season accolades are kind of a 5-time, 2-time All NBA, and he's at 73% to make the Hall of Fame. I mean, shout out, hey, put Kevin Love in the Hall of Fame. Love it, chat. 16-10 for his career. Yeah, lock it in. I mean, it is what it is. Do we go prime Kevin Love, 2008 to 2019? I guess. About a 12 year run. 18-11 is pretty good. 44 and 37% splits is you'll definitely take a chat for sure. And I know it's mixed up a little bit, in and out of some different performances over different seasons. But yes, chat, 2-point game. I mean, do we go the game flow for this one? It has to be crazy. It has to be just locked in the entire time. Look at this, chat. Instead of the Pacers just with that random spike up at the end where they're making that late push. Nope, we got this is about as intertwined as we've had. This is the game flow of a historic game, chat, right here. Win probability. Oh, the Thunder earlier on, of course, taking care of it. The Pacers, I feel like, have spent more time in front of the win probability here than they have all series. 61%. What was their biggest chance to win here, chat? Pause. I mean, 60% and up by 5? That's about as much as the advanced stats have respected them. 67% in this series. Ayo, 5 minutes left in the second quarter. 67.1%. Here, let's go back to... Because, again, Game 1, that was just that late game. And Game 2, I think, was kind of dominant the entire time for OKC, not just them with the late sort of run as well too. Yeah, you see it kind of gradually getting more and more worse. Yeah, OKC the entire time didn't even have a chance to lose on the win percentage, chat, as much as that matters anyways. 99.7% chance basically the entire fourth quarter is obviously pretty confident odds. So yeah, shout out to the Pacers. I mean, just in general, it feels like the most. And 67% on the win percentage, if we go back and look, is that like the Denver versus this team, chat. Minnesota versus this team. I guess Minnesota in that game where they dominated definitely would have been a team that had a pretty good win percentage against OKC in that game here. Let's see, chat. Was it like 29th? What's that take us back to? Okay, Pacers, Knicks, not quite enough here. That's probably just going to jump us back to that. Yeah, East Finals. Okay, yeah, so 143 to 101 was the game. Was this game 4? Game 3, game 4. Incredible victory here. So Minnesota, yeah, they, I guess, were, even 100% win probability basically the entire second half almost. Basically the entire game. 2/3 of the game, they were at 96% chance they were going to win the game, chat. Otherwise, 114 to 88, 118 to 103, 128 to 126, and then 124 to 94. So game 4, chat, the next game would have been the next most competitive game. Minnesota, I guess this game would have been more in comparison of what we're seeing here in terms of score closeness. And Minnesota did have some sneaky impressive, 143, 126 in back-to-back games against the Oklahoma City defense is pretty impressive offensive stuff. And yeah, this one was a battle all the way throughout, chat. But, again, it was a big Nickeil Alexander-Walker game. I don't think it was a huge Anthony Edwards scoring night, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Shea with 40, Jalen Williams, awesome, chat, with 34, and Edwards 16, Rudy Gobert 13, Jaden McDaniels with 22, Nickeil Alexander with 23, and DiVincenzo versus 21. So fun game for sure, but in a classic rewatch situation, DiVincenzo, McDaniels, and Alexander Walker versus the Thunder's guys is just a different type of matchup versus the level of play we're seeing from the Pacers stars as well too. In this game, though, offensively, and in that fourth quarter, Minnesota putting up 41 points, chat, is about as impressive of a quarter as anybody has had against the Thunder as well too. So Wait, let me check for this game here as well. But I guess, yeah, wait. Minnesota never really had the lead. It never had the lead on win percentage. As well, too, did they actually ever lead in this game? I don't know. But at least in terms of the vague win percentage stat chat, they were not dominating in that. Chet gets the little layup, and now it is a 4-point game. Oh, chat, here we go. Under 10 minutes. Obi Toppin, don't get careless. Losing the ball there on the easy pass. They're going to let Mathurin cook at the top of the key, chat. It's been working. Oh, gives it to Siakam. Siakam with Shea back on him. The spin. He's going to end up getting a long, mid-range, tough shot, fall away, air ball. The quick hands by Shea kind of disrupt the dribble. And that's where if Siakam's handle was just like a smidge better, his ability to take these guys one-on-one would definitely be a step up, chat. A motivated Siakam in the offseason? Siakam in the lab? Working on the handle? I'd be down, chat. Siakam to the Spurs? Hey, yo. Durant. How many guys can the Spurs trade for this offseason? Can we get Durant, Giannis, and Siakam next to Wemby? And somehow we have Durant, Giannis, Siakam, Wemby, and Dylan Harper. Somehow on all these Instagram graphics, chat. I don't know how it's possible, but, you know, it is what it is. The teams we're assembling are pretty crazy. So I don't know how dramatic they want to get for making the 14th pick for Siakam, chat, after winning the finals. Probably not. But Nembhard, the little mid-range jumper. I mean, chat, if the Pacers go 2-1, McConnell. Oh, chat, he's like an old-time Celtic stealing an inbound. Hey, yo, chat, what do I mean by McConnell being an old-time Celtic? Hey, yo, chat, but the stealing the inbound is impressive stuff as well, too. So, got to give him credit. The energy changing plays all throughout the night. Nembhard locked in on Shea in the fourth quarter. The foul, chat. Do we have to do a foul check? Uh-oh. Where are the Pacers at? What is Shea? What kind of damage does he cause tonight for the Pacers? Foul trouble. Jalen Williams with 3 at this point is not ideal, for sure. Siakam with 3. Turner or Nesmith with 3. Nembhard with 4. So your guy that you think maybe is the most confident in against Shea is, of course, you know, obviously playing against Shea in a little bit of a foul trouble. Toppin with 1. And you still got Jarris Walker off the bench. No minutes, no fouls. So 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. If you just need somebody to get 4 quick fouls on Shea, then that's your guy. But he misses the first free throw, chat. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander misses a free throw. Fourth quarter, NBA Finals. Game 3. Uh-oh. What's going on, chat? A clutch moment? Is it not have it? Caruso. Hey, well, the immediate questions. Shea can't win the big one? It is what it is. Okay, there we go. Gets the second one. 1-point game, chat, in favor of OKC. Don't judge as we flip the hat around. We just got the hair just shoved up. Hey, yo, pause underneath the hat. Mathurin for 3! This is a role-player game, chat. How many did Mike Breen just say he's at? 25? Oh, excuse me. Do we have to go stat head after this? Best performances off the bench in the NBA Finals? Jalen Williams responding to the call. The game is tied. 7 minutes, chat. Here we go. It's already been a classic. Will it continue? I think so. McConnell. Toppin spins it back around. Mathurin. I mean, let Mathurin cook. No Halliburton in the game. Jalen Williams, the tough defense. The strong perimeter defense. Him and Dort. It's too much on the perimeter. Oh, they get it back, chat. The chaos somehow leads to kind of an open drive. But the defense, Shea. The defense in the interior forces the tough layup. The defense all the way around from the Thunder has been good, chat. The little interior pass. Siakam with his 4th foul. Is Siakam pointing at McConnell? He's like, get that foul to McConnell. Hey, yo, chat. He can't risk having that 4th foul with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, of course. Halliburton about to check back in the game. Let's see here. Is that actually on... Wait, on Nembhard? Oh, no, that's the pass. Oh, yeah, the pass inside. Oh, wait, is that Toppin there? That's definitely on Siakam, chat. See, Toppin kind of just standing there. Oh, what did I do? I think Mathurin... that's the last drive by Jalen Williams there on the replay. So Turner back in the game. Turner in for Siakam. Yeah, for the 5 spot, chat. But Turner, wasn't he at 3 fouls as well, too? Okay, a good Indiana on the ESPN. Keeping up. Just to update anybody, the Sling TV, of course, is a little bit behind the ESPN box score that we have up on our Sling TV feed. I don't know if it's just ours, chat, but we're at 7:04. I mean, I can double check. We're all caught up on the live feed here, but 7:04 on the game clock. We've got 6:40 on the ESPN feed, so it's tied right now, 98 or 98 to 98, 101 to 98 on the display, but Hartenstein, the roll from the top of the key, the pump fake, the hook shot, not able to get it to go. And Halliburton taps the rebound. Turner, chat. I mean, the creative rebound by Halliburton. The step back 3 by Halliburton. Halliburton, the clutch shot in the 4th quarter, chat. The takeover. Can he take the game? Can he take the belt? Oh, chat. Reggie Miller. Can he take Reggie Miller's belt? How far is Halliburton going to ascend in this game? Oh, chat, the step back 3, he can't be stopped. The Thunder's defense, who is the guy that can be the foil for the Thunder's defense? Turns out it's Tyrese Halliburton, chat. Tyrese Halliburton, wow. Will he be stopped? I mean, if he can cook a guy just one-on-one in the 4th quarter here, the step back, the creating off the dribble from the perimeter is the thing that could be the counter, of course, to the Thunder's defensive ability here. Oh, the Bear? Another season of the Bear, chat? Hey, yo. Still, we got to be honest. We haven't dipped our toes into the Bear yet. It is what it is. Pause. But that would be up in the list for at least newer shows. I don't know, all time for shows to catch up on. We still got, like Breaking Bad. Chat, basically every good show ever. It's just us not watching TV shows. But if we had to start with, okay, what TV show being released in 2025 do you have to watch? It'd be like, The Bear would be a number 1 draft pick. A good restaurant. But we spend enough time in the restaurant, chat. Now we're gonna go to work at a restaurant, then go home and watch a restaurant on TV. I don't know. It's a lot of restaurant in the day, chat. I like the mix up between basketball, restaurant, heist movie. Is a good mix in the day. And, or heisting. Which one is work? Which one's entertainment? Which one's what, chat? If we said, okay, pick between, work, entertainment, and cut. Like an Instagram post, we got heist, basketball, and restaurants. One of those has got to go. Does heist have to go? Or does restaurant have to go? Or does basketball have to go? Basketball definitely staying, obviously. So becomes a real choice. Chat, between heist and restaurant, I guess, at that point. But it just really depends on what you mean in each category as well, too, when making your decision. You'd really have to, of course, break it down, chat. But, wait, let's double-check Siakam's points as well, too, because he's been a good presence flying around here. But, yeah, 17 points. Okay, he's been chilling, chat. Siakam, I forget what he was at for the first half. We should have written it down. We should have done a little halftime write-down. Matherin, though, is at the 25-point mark. And then McConnell, the double digits for McConnell says something. So 4 guys in double digits. The 100-point mark with 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And the OKC Thunder have 4 guys in double digits. 3 guys with 20 as well, too. So 2 with 20 for the Pacers. Just slightly more balance for the rest of their group chat. There's a 9/11 Nashville now. But Reno didn't work out. Now we're in Nashville. Hey, yo, chat. It is what it is. Well, the problem was it was Reno. Should have done 911 Las Vegas or something. Why go to the off-brand city, chat? But, hey, yo, shout out to Reno. I feel like we've definitely been Reno drive-through, but never. Well, we may have stayed in Reno, but I don't know if we explored Reno. Hey, yo, chat, what does that mean? Exploring Reno. Is that another series? 911 Exploring Reno maybe gets more views than just 911 Reno. But do we need to start digging into the 911 extended universe and see how many shows there actually are for that? Because I feel like that's starting to become a little NCIS, all of those really. You just start branching out with different locations and different spots and just different departments. Just start transferring Rob Lowe around the country. Different, or is there like a 911 firefighter version? Is Rob Lowe a cop or a firefighter? I think he is a cop. Shea travels. Whoa. The refs chat, they had that sort of aggressive whistle early in the game with some of those off-ball procedural fouls. Now there, or not necessarily procedural fouls, but off-ball fouls, and then Shea there with travel. It's crazy. And they just back-to-back every time, chat. It's like they're robotic. It's like, are these real people? Hey, yo, chat. Scott Foster, who's out there? Zach Zarba? Just the back-to-back calls. What do we got? Moving screen by Turner? I don't know about that one there. Definitely a hard screen pause by Turner, but wasn't necessarily moving laterally. I guess the little extension of the forearm is going to get the call for sure. Jalen Williams, though, the floater. Okay, chat. He has had a couple of good looks going to the basket here as of late, using the size, the dribble. He's kind of cleaned up the drive and just getting a little more, I think, straight down to the basket on some of these drives, getting that floater look if it's there earlier. Turner with the patient drive, chat. The pump fake around the bucket. 101 to 103. I mean, the Pacers are earning this win, chat. The Pacers are outplaying the Thunder in a way. The defense on the other end blocking Chet. We've looked at the points. I mean, the Thunder are getting the performances from Williams and Chet. Shea is, again, not the 30-40 piece, but still scoring, still a threat, still being his productive self here. And the Pacers are just playing better. They're hitting more shots. The defense in the late game here has been better. Halliburton, the tough three. No, but the offensive rebound. Again, chat, another one of those bounce out rebounds that they're able to get. The three-point shooters and the guards are in there. Pause, cleaning up on those opportunities. Hey, yo, chat. So this is not, again, a Thunder playing poorly game. Like, are they going to, and like even I was saying earlier, what's the back and forth mentality of the Thunder that could replicate that Denver series in a way? Like, they're just, the Pacers are proving themselves tonight. On their home court, the Nembhard step back midi gets it to go. Lines right back up to take Shea on the other end, chat. He's ready. Fourth quarter NBA Finals. He's stepping up. Shea in the corner. Lou Dort. Chat. I feel like Lou Dort's second half shooting splits versus his first. There's a dramatic difference. And I don't know if that's a, major player top in the putback jam. Pacers up 7, chat. Obi Toppin flying in, more rebounding, more offensive opportunities off the glass. This time they're, again, just flying in. No box out. Toppin and Turner, the 4-5-man combination. And maybe there is something here with taking Siakam off the court and getting a little more defense from Turner, a little more, like saying, some Siakam's rebounding has been good as well, too. But there has been something with him screening as well, too, rolling to the basket that has maybe opened up some stuff here as well. Nembhard, I mean, if he's just going to hit that kind of step back three as well, or a little step back midi, then, then what do you do if you're the Thunder? But Shea splits the defense. The dribble a little loose, chat. Oh, the defense by Nesmith. He swats the drive. Though Shea's handle, of course, underrated. Even when he gets, it seems like, the ball, poked away from him. He never really, loses it. Like, he'll definitely get his dribble mixed up sometimes, but he rarely gets a turnover off of the actually getting pickpocketed like that. So still able to get control of it and get it back. Like, that's something, Kyrie almost gets to never getting to the level of even, losing his dribble, which is the extra level. That's why, obviously, Kyrie's got one of the best handles of all time. It's just, the handle is infinite. But that is, I think, something in the handle. I mean, obviously, if you guys, if you play, hey, yo, chat, what are we doing here? But, for those that have played, they know that that ability to recover the handle as well, too, is just impressive. Because, obviously, there's going to be times there is pressure on those situations, and not everybody is perfect. But oh man, I thought I lost it, but somehow I just and sometimes you'll even get into points where you're like, how am I even still dribbling at this point? I swear my handle is not this good, but somehow I'm still dribbling. Just keep going. Whatever you're doing is working. But Yeah, and then obviously, again, Kyrie's like the last level where it's like, oh, man, just whatever you do, it's just, okay, he's always on the line. He's always in control. Never seems like he's even off rhythm. Like, Tatum, obviously, can have a little bit of the lose the dribble handle and get it back for sure. And his handle's definitely good. Like, Tatum is definitely a good example of that, I think. And even that last shot in that, in one of the end of those playoff, in that game that Mitchell Robinson was on defense playing him, where, you know, he's kind of falling away and he goes behind the back, and Mitchell Robinson's definitely there, but if he just is able to keep his dribble alive or in a more efficient fashion, maybe he's able to get to the basket as well too than getting forced into that sort of tougher fall away shot, chat. So there we go. The Fever once again pulling up to support, chat. I think Caitlin Clark just on a date with her teammate. Our algorithm, of course, just now being flooded with videos of Caitlin Clark just staring. Is it Sophie Cunningham or Lexi Hall? Which one is it, chat? On the Fever. I think she's sitting with both of them right now. Hey, yo, chat. Whoa. The grouping on the Pacer, the Fever team is a little interesting. Definitely feeling like a Midwest clique forming there for sure. But hey, yo, Midwest called out on blast. But I mean, again, the admiration she has for the individuals, chat, is definitely very special. Cute to watch. So makes sense that they're having fun with dates at the game. And we haven't had a Chalamet sighting. Oh, yeah. Wait a second, chat. Where is Chalamet? No longer in the playoffs. R.I.P. the Knicks. Hey, yo, chat. It is what it is. Maybe next year. You know, you still got Brunson, so as long as you have Brunson, you know, there's not very many situations you'd rather trade in the league. And that's honestly, again, for the Knicks, I think at the end of the day, still true. Because of Brunson, like, is that, again, a big factor in it? Like, if we take best players off of everybody's team and go the rest of, like, maybe that's an interesting thing, chat. The rest of, we'll do a player ranking, of course, so, in a way. And Nesmith, the tough three, chat. We got an 8-point game with 3 minutes left. Pacers 2-1. Chat, you can see it happening right now. Here we go. Did our neighbors say Pacers by 8? I think that's what he meant, chat. I think that's what he meant. We probably heard him wrong. We had an earbud in at the time, so, you know, it is what it is. But, oh, Caruso with the steal. A 16-point swing here at the end to cover would be nuts. Hey, yo, chat, are the Pacers still not favored? Do we just have to keep watching the FanDuel at this point to see when do the Pacers get favored to win the game? 2.5 minutes left on FanDuel. 8-point game. What do we get on the live same game parlay here? Game lines. Indiana minus 5.5. Okay, finally, chat. Some respect. 1,100 on the money line. So now it's like, okay, OKC 6-1 down 8 with 2.5. Not bad. Not bad. We only see dollar signs, chat. I know we're biased toward maybe Indiana. I don't know if we're biased toward a competitor. We're biased toward the point differential, which now puts the Thunder, you know, again, they're not negative point differential because they had a really good win in game 2, but it does make it interesting for the historic aspect of it, which, again, is something that was really on the table. Like, if they go the Shea scoring combination with that defensive point difference, like, that just becomes again, in the all-time standpoint, very translatable to go, well, they're going to play great defense against everybody and Shea's going to get you 35 a game in the finals. Like, okay, there's a recipe there where they're going to be competing against every team. Like, even that, you know, early 2014 Warriors team is an interesting matchup, chat. You know, you get the Iguodala Shea stuff, and again, like, similar to the Kawhi thing where he was taken out, you know, or not taken out, AO, chat. But he was definitely playing very good effort defense on LeBron in that series. And if he's able to translate that against Shea, who knows what that looks like. So they're reviewing here for flagrant, chat. I think so. You know, any kind of sort of swipe down around the shoulder area. I guess the ref's got to step in and review this. But it's a big old I guess. And at this point, we've seen enough. It's not a flagrant, chat. It's pretty easy to determine whether or not it's flagrant. Flagrant's not a technical, like, was this out of bounds? Like, we got to slow it down in super slow-mo. Did Nesmith's thumb, like, brush past his ear And now it's like, oh, there's contact to the head. Now it's a flagrant. It's like, we know what that means. Hey, yo, pause. Contact to the head. But, we get it. There's no physicality there. Keep it moving, chat. Free timeout. Let's get this underway. So there we go. Free timeout for the teams as well, too. I guess, are they showing the timeout graphic right now, or are both teams out of timeouts? I think both teams are out of timeouts right now with 2.5 minutes left. Wait, is that correct on the ESPN? Oh, no, they both have 2. So they're just not displaying it right now. Or I'm wilding. But I'm not seeing... Okay, so they said contact, no follow-through does not meet the criteria for the flagrant. I mean, to be honest, felt like it was all follow-through and no contact. So, I don't know, either way, no flagrant is the right way to rule it there. So, Caruso with these 2 free throws, I guess it's going to get it to the 104, 110 there, chat. So, a quick basket with the clock stoppage, go back to the odds here. Plus 560. Oh, look at that. They're creeping up already for OKC. I'm going to say you're 2 shots away with 2 minutes left. Like, it's not a crazy thought experiment to say that they can come back and win. But Jalen Williams now has kind of put together the more impressive, I guess some of the, you look at the plus minus turnovers. 6 turnovers for Shea tonight to 4 assists is tough. Again, he doesn't have the Halliburton reputation of 10 assists, 0. That's the type of stat line that he's going to put up. But efficiency in his playmaking has been good, and it's not like he's a turnover machine as well too. I think, again, some of the high usage guards, the more, I guess, again, the more playmaking focused guards, like they can obviously get into some, but the scoring playmaking, like the Harden, Luka Doncic again, they're going to be putting up the 10 assists in the games, but they may have like 4 or 5 turnovers in the game as well too. Like, I think Harden obviously is maybe an extreme example because he is a little turnover heavy in the stats. I could be wrong, chat, but I think he's also one of the lead turnover guys in NBA history. But again, it's a usage thing as well too. 3.7 turnovers a game in NBA history. A little bit, it's definitely gone up. Well, no, I guess starting in 2016-17. So yeah, he gets to Houston in 2012-13. 3 seasons in OKC, chat. Hey, yo. Those first couple of seasons, just under 4. And then it's basically been 4 a game every year. Except for, this last year, I guess this past year, 4 point, about 2-1. Is still pretty good, I guess. But 22-23 in Philly, that Philly season was kind of an underrated Harden season as well, too. Chet just got blocked. Oh, Chet! Here we go. Less than 2 minutes. A big stop, Jim. A score here would be devastating. Reggie Miller would be the loudest applause we'd get all night. The pass interior. Siakam in the corner. Oh, Neesmith not able to... Siakam in the corner to Neesmith, but Neesmith not able to get it to go there, chat. Ooh, that would have been a... I was already getting excited for that make there. Not quite able to get it to go. That would have made it a 9-point game. Shea, could have pulled the step back 3, but Siakam, he's there. They go with the... the size on Shea late. He gets the little step back. Good defense by Siakam. He doesn't get it to go, chat. Here we go. Out ahead to Siakam in transition. He gets the layup. 8-point game. 69. Wink, wink. 69 seconds left. Dagnaw with the perfect timeout call. Hey, yo, chat. OKC is in the bonus, but so Harden... and I guess, 2.6 turnovers last year is, last year 23-24, not this past season, is pretty good as well. That's almost a 3-1. Well, I guess with the decimals, maybe a little more like 2.5 to 1. But he is 4.3 turnovers a game to 8.8 assists from basically the last decade. So I know that's a real. That's not necessarily all peak Harden pause all the way through. So if we go, Harden when he goes to 26 a game in Houston in 12-13 to, we'll go to 25 a game when he gets traded from Houston to Brooklyn that year. 29 a game, 8 assists, and 4 turnovers. Even worse, chat. Hey, yo. Should have given him extra credit for those assist numbers staying high as well, too, as the career continues on. But, again, that 4 to 5 assist range just on the stat line. You know, it's impressive for the playmaking that they're doing and the amount of that the usage rating they have is. But again, for Halliburton and for a guy like Shea, not necessarily someone that they, so let me double check the Shea turnovers here and see what we got. Yeah, only 2.4 chat to 6 assists, so his ratio still is okay. Do they have like turnover percentage here? Where's that stat at? Is it the advanced stats? Yeah, here we go. In 8.6 turnover percentage, basically, you know, 8.5 each of the last 2 years, and then double digits before that, but kind of increasing downward as he gets better. And then those last couple of peak seasons again, mid 8s. So if we go turnover percentage for Harden, and I don't know if that's percentage of turnovers for the team or for like the percentage of your possessions that you turned over here. We'll see. We'll double check. It'd be kind of the same thing, but oh wait, estimate turnovers per 100 plays. Okay, chat. So Harden for his career is 15.8, and basically those teen range for the entire peak of his powers. But again, just a different usage for the style of play. Luka as well too. Here, I mean, even now we would debate, you know, Luka versus Shea, even with these current stats that they're both putting up. I mean, you put Luka on this Thunder team, like, are they still not going to win the finals? I mean, Shea's defense obviously has been impressive, but I think Luka even a smidge more with the playmaking stuff would be pretty crazy. All-time leader in usage percentage is wild. And yeah, turnover percentage for him is in that Harden range at 14. 13.5 this year as well too, chat, is interesting. But 7-point game. Okay, a minute and a half left on the Sling TV. So let's go back to the basketball reference here. No spoilers, chat. It is what it is. Just in case the Thunder make a crazy push here. Doesn't look like the score moves too much in the next couple of seconds from the ESPN. But they're still in striking distance, so we still don't want to get spoiled if anything crazy happens. So Halliburton the drive. Yeah, that little floater. Kind of a tough shot. Not able to get it to go, chat. The Thunder transition on the other end of fouls. So, yeah, that stops the clock. Hey, yo, chat. That will give the Thunder some free points here at the end of the game because they are in the bonus. So we get Mathurin checking in here to close. Or, you know, they go offense, defense a little bit as well, too. But, or do we go Neesmith foul? We got to go back to the ESPN and spoil it because make the mistake at this point. Unless there's been another stoppage, you know. The clock is definitely moving, and it's definitely going to spoil something. So, Jalen Williams, free throw line. Chat. Oh! Another free throw miss for the Thunder. A couple of those in the fourth quarter. Nothing too crazy, but, you know, any fourth quarter free throw misses are going to be... Oh, yeah, 6 for 10 for Jalen Williams is not great, chat. I guess Shea was kind of in that 5 for 8 range as well, too. There we go. He gets that second one to bounce in. So, 6-point game. 2 shots here. They're going to have to get a stop. Are they going to have time to get a turnover? I don't know. So that'll probably make it an 8-point game. And what's their foul situation? Oh, that was close, chat. They did get Mathurin tied up in the corner there. Dort, obviously, you know, this would be about as good of a team to get that kind of turnover as you'd hope. So, yeah, they're going to need a foul or 2 more here, chat, to get them into the free throw territory. Yeah, that's close, chat. I don't know if Dagnall could have challenged that one, potentially, to see what could have happened there. He does have a timeout left. Did he use his challenge already, though, on something that we weren't hearing about earlier? But I haven't seen him really gone to the replay center like that, which is good, chat. I mean, shout out, the replays haven't been necessarily crazy. Again, we had the flagrant replay a second ago, but nothing too crazy to stop the game here. The end, okay, last 30 seconds. You know, we don't want to mess it up too much, but so far so good. We are going to get a little foul heavy, though. In the last few seconds of the game here. But a chance for Mathurin to continue to add up to the stats. He could get to 27 here with both of these free throws made. First one down gets him to 26. And yeah, 8-point game would be tough reach at this point with less than 30 seconds left. So Chet into the game for Caruso as they play the offense. And Dort out of the lineup as well, too. So the Thunder Big three, and then what do we got? Case Wallace. Who else is out here, chat? Isaiah Joe for the three-point shooting. Oh, no. Dort was just running the corner. Dort and Case Wallace are both out there. Chet launches the three. No good. Case Wallace, the offensive rebound. Did they get a foul there? Is that offensive on the Thunder? Or that's definitely on the Pacers. So, free throws for the Thunder. You know, fun scenario. Goes back down to 6 with 17 seconds left. But the foul game portion of it is a tough one to win here for the Pacers. Or for the Thunder. They're going to have to literally, like, steal an inbound. Or something dramatic like that. Which, again, not totally off the table for this defense. Do you have time to sub Caruso back in? But I guess that's why you go Case of Wallace for the offense-defense aspect of it. But another missed free throw, chat, in the fourth quarter. So, again, the Pacers have definitely outplayed them here. Game 1 was a game that the Pacers stole. But the Thunder have left some fourth quarter points on the table here as well, too. Yeah, see, 22 for 29 from the free throw line is not disastrous, obviously, as a team. For sure, it's still probably a pretty good overall percentage. And now 23 for 30. Still, you know, I can't do math, chat, but that's still going to put you at like 70% from the free throw line-ish, right? Am I crazy? 75? Who knows? But high 80s? But the Pacers have been just a little bit better, 19 for 23. So you have even a few more free throw makes, obviously, overall. Siakam, the drive, gets the roll. 7.3 left on the sling. A 9-point game. Oh, Halliburton bats it out of bounds with 2 seconds left. So there we go, chat. The first game in Indy. This one could have been a tough one. The change in environment. Indiana has not been afraid. You know, that second game was definitely not a great game, but was definitely not a, oh, I think we're afraid type game. So Reggie Miller's hype, chat. Pacers are up 2-1 in the NBA Finals on the OKC Thunder. I mean, the Spurs, chat, we take them in 6. Hey, yo, take them in 5 in 2014. So, yeah, playoff career high in turnovers for Shea. 6 is still, you know, not bad for a playoff career high. But for Shea's usage, still a little bit up there. Pause for what you'd want. So, great win, chat, by the Pacers tonight. And obviously, Mathurin off the bench was a crazy bucket getter for him. So, we were going to look up the stat head here because I think they have a starter bench filter. We can check. He ended up with, what, 27, 28 for the game here? Yeah, 26 for Jalen Williams, 24 for Shea. Jalen Williams being the leading scorer. Yeah, 27 for Mathurin off the bench. And again, in this type of game, is that like a, against the Thunder defense, 27, is that like actually like a 33, 35-point game? Who knows, chat. But, you know, the playoff version of it as well, too. And I guess, you know, for his age as well, the younger guys, only in really his first playoff run, I think. I guess he had a couple of playoff minutes maybe before. But, yeah, 16 a game for this regular season. Wait, for the playoffs here. 10 a game, 16 minutes a game, 22 years old. So the off the bench, you know, again, it's like, okay, is it going to start comparing it to, like, what Luka and Anthony Edwards and LeBron have done as younger players in the playoffs? Obviously, it's a different thing. But off the bench, in a role, a heat check guy, younger guy, is a stellar performance in what could be a real shifting game like we're seeing for the finals here. So total points scored, 27 or more. And if we go status filtered, no. Draft status, player status, year, no. Chat, where's the team filter? Team success. Do we go game started? 0. Oh, wait a second. We're in the season finder. That's right. Okay, wait a second. Here, we'll go game finder, because we're just looking for 27 points scored for a playoff run. A little bit different than 27 points scored in a playoff game. So here we go. Points, 27. Maybe we go game filter. I think this is it, chat. Overtime, no. Game result, game location, game out. Do they not have it here, chat? Am I crazy? Started the game. This is what we want. No started the game. 27 or more points in a playoff game, chat. Maybe not the most rare thing to happen in NBA history. Or really, we want a finals game, really. Not just a playoff game. Also, the most points off the bench in a playoff game is Freddie Brown versus Seattle versus Phoenix in a loss, chat. 45 points in a 5-point loss, 116 to 111. Steph Curry, though, off the bench against Portland in overtime, had 40. So was that him working off injury, just something weird, then bringing off the bench? That one doesn't really count, chat. But Nick Van, and you know, I mean, Steph Curry's 40 points definitely count. Awesome game. But him off the bench, he's not a bench guy, obviously. Hey, Steph Curry, what are we doing here? He thought he could trick us, just getting in the line, but get back out there with the starters, Steph. You're a starter. Nick Van Exel, 2003 with a 40 point. So those are the 40-point games off the bench, just, again, in the playoffs in general. Oh, wait a second, chat. The ESPN 3 feed is done for this game. So let's see if we can just go. We got to get to SVP, chat. SVP breaking down the game on SportsCenter afterwards. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Wrong TV, chat. We'll leave the R&B music video channel on so far. Been a good friend in the background. Or are we just gonna switch over to BET, chat? Oh, buying the internet? What's this? Buying the hatchet? Tyler Perry's house something? I don't know, chat. They had, what movie was it on before this? Oh, pull the scheduling back up. Another win, of course, chat. Oh, Friday. It was Friday. Of course. Okay, wait. Post game on NBA TV. Wait, is that the interviews? Do we want to watch the interviews here, chat? Lock in. Okay, wait. Let's just pull that up. A live cut to Dagnall or something. Shay, get on the mic. I guess they're a couple minutes away from getting on the mic, so we will just throw it on, I guess, and see. But why is ESPN not being suggested as a channel? Oh, here we go. Wait a second. SportsCenter Americano. What is this, chat? Shout out. Oh, okay. No, same SportsCenter host, I guess, as usual. But it says on the ESPN schedule here, I'm saying SportsCenter Americano. So, yeah, you know, if they're celebrating something, shout out. You know, we're pro celebration here on the Remington Pod. But, okay, wait, can we go NBA playoff round here as well, too? Yeah, chat. NBA round, any series game. So, finals off the bench, 27 or more points, just in general. We'll see who our guys are here, chat. Whoa! Ginobili! Back in the mix, chat. 2007. 27 points exactly off the bench. 83-82 win. Cleveland's probably best game of that finals. Ginobili 8 for 19 in that game. 8 for 11 from the free throw line. So free throws definitely up. Sam Cassell, chat. The best bench scoring performance in the finals is Sam Cassell with 31 points. Houston in a win over Orlando, 117-106. 4 for 6 from the three-point line and 11 for 12 from the free throw line. And then Jason Terry, Dallas versus Miami, had 27 in that. 3 for 7 from the three-point line, but 8 for 9 from 2. So we need taking like some long jumpers. We might go to the shot chart in this one. I think I remember this Jason Terry game. You know, we remember Jason Terry being awesome in this finals, of course. But back to Fred Brown, of course, chat, 78. So Fred Brown just in the, I mean, you know, Fred Brown, obviously a menace just throughout his career, chat. So, you know, shout out. Benedict Mathurin, sort of a new Fred Brown. Fred Brown, a little smaller than Benedict, 6'3", 182. I think, you know, downtown Freddie Brown, was he a little, you know, we're going to watch the tape. I don't know if he was, well, you know, back then, downtown Freddie Brown was taking less than 1.3 a game, chat. They called him downtown Freddie Brown. He was taking 1.13 a game in 78, 79. Hey, yo, but he was good, I guess. 70, up and down, I guess. But 37% from three for his career for a couple of attempts at least seems translatable in a way. 110 for 295. Okay, there's a sample size there, chat. Over the course of a season, he's in the high 30s, low 40s in the modern NBA. I think that would make a lot of sense. But playoffs, they don't have the game started here necessarily, but the 77-78 playoff run, 17 points a game. The year they won the finals, 15 minutes a game, only 8 points a game. But they didn't even have no 3-point line quite yet, chat. So the 3-point playoff percentage a little bit lower, but 28 points a game in the 75-76 playoffs. Wait, so this year was 78 when he had 78 against Washington. So yeah, we're looking for the finals here, chat, not just the playoffs in general. And they went in the finals back-to-back years. So this probably would have been the year they actually lost the finals as well too. Let's see if we can go dig into this one here, chat. Or I guess here, this would be the quickest link into the game, chat, as we just continue to open up an infinite amount of tabs. But, here, wait a second. Okay, chat. Yeah, so Elvin Hayes, 21. Kevin Gervey with a 27 for the Washington Bullets in this game. They had 102. The Sonics with 106. Very balanced, but Fred Brown with 30 leading the way. The starters, 17 for Webster, 13 for Dennis Johnson, 18 for John Johnson, 12 for Jack Sigma. Hey, yo, shout out, chat. Paul Silas off the bench as well, too. This team was stacked, chat. 7 deep, easily, for the Sonics. But the Bullets, of course, go on to win the finals in 7. But that would have been an the first, I guess, early 30 great bench scoring game as well, too. So that was 78. The 95, Sam Cassell. So he was also a rookie early on. And again, they went the back-to-back finals. But 95 would have been the first, or no, they would have had the Knicks in the first one, and then the Magic in the second one, if I'm not mistaken here, chat. Let's go back and double check. 94, 95. Oh, wait, so no, 93, 94. Okay, yeah, they did win the finals, 93, 94. Because yeah, MJ would have been 90, 91, and then 92. The 92, 93 season would have been that last of the first three-peat. The last of the first three-peat. But, yeah, 7 games against the Knicks that year. Did they have Sam Cassell on the team? No, chat. So he would have been a rookie. So I guess, oh, yeah, here he is. The 9th man in minutes played. 12 guys getting 11 minutes a game, chat. Trying to figure it out, I guess, over the course of the season. But, yeah, a rookie Sam Cassell. Just his first couple of years in the league. A couple of titles. And still, obviously, impact guy early on as well, too. Year 2, the 8th man, chat, in minutes played. 9 points a game. In the playoffs, he is the 6th man, basically. So, yeah, one of the 6 guys that played mainly all the games, that starting 4, and then between Ellie and Pete Kilcutt were mixed up into the starting lineup. But, yeah, Cassell as the main 6th man off the bench with 11 a game in that playoff run as an important guy. And capitalizing, I guess, in this game with 31. The best bench scoring game in NBA Finals history, chat, I guess. 31 points. So between him and Hakeem with 34 in this game, of 34 and 10. Ori with a double-double. Almost a triple-double with steals, chat. 7 steals, 11 points, and 10 rebounds. Only 1 for 5 from 3, so not even a great Ori offensive game, but still the total impact there. Clyde Drexler, 7 for 10, 23 points as well, too, kind of cooking on the side there. Shaq with a 33, Penny with a 32, Nick Anderson 11, Horace Graham at 10. I mean, this would definitely be a series to go back and rewatch, chat. 95, the anniversary of this series? We might have to go back and rewatch a couple of these games. I mean, Game 1 and Game 3, closer games here, chat. Game 1, obviously historic for the free throw stuff, but let me see. Penny Hardaway. Oh, he had 26 in this game. Shaq with 26 as well, too. Hakeem, 31. Clyde with 23. Kenny Smith with 23. So, yeah, Game 1 might be the game to go back and rewatch here. Let's double check. Game 3, 103 to 106. Shaq with 28. Penny, a 4 for 10, 19. 14 assists, so 19 and 14. Watching him cooking that way could be interesting as well, too, seeing the playmaker side unfold. Hakeem with a 31. Clyde with 25. Ori with 20. Sam Cassell with only a 9, so we don't get the Sam Cassell game, unfortunately. But that's another one. Mario Ellie with 17 is fun, so that's a good all-around game. But Game 1 might have the best performances, too. So stay tuned for the Game 1 1995 Finals rewatch. That would be an exciting one, chat. That would actually be a ton of fun. But Sam Cassell, in this game was, where is that point total, chat, for Sam Cassell? Only 4 points, 1 for 3, 11 minutes. Charles Jones with 15 minutes off the bench was the lead guy, and I think that was the last we saw of him for that. Only 0 for 1 for that game. And then Ginobili, 2007, we mentioned. And, Parker ended up winning the Finals MVP. This was like a fun, Ginobili, Parker cooking a little bit in this series. So Game 4 on the verge of and shout out to the Cavs competing in Game 3 and Game 4. You forget about, chat. Nobody mentions the fact that Games 3 and Game 4 were competitive. LeBron, let's see here. in this game. 24. Our guy Ilgauskas, only 8 points, chat. But 13 rebounds. There we go. Finding his impact somewhere. 3 for 8 from the field. I mean, you got Duncan on defense. What are you going to do? It is what it is. You're probably going to have a tough time scoring. But Duncan in this game was, 12 points, 15 rebounds. Just kind of chilling, chat. 4 for 15 for the field. Yeah, not necessarily cooking. Parker, 10 for 14. 24 points, and then Ginobili with 27. I mean, we'll go back and rewatch this one too, Chad, just for the history of it. You got the Spurs backcourt guys having a great series, and that's why, as well too, I think we had we gravitated toward, because it's funny for me and my brother. Like, obviously, Duncan is the guy that is like the legendary Spurs guy, but our individual like favorite Spurs players, like my brother's a Tony Parker fan, and I'm a Ginobili fan, and this 07 series was like our kind of the first series that we started watching for basketball, and our parents were already Spurs fans at that point. So again, it's just kind of gravitating to what players you're rooting for, because I mean, it's like, I don't remember not rooting for. It's like, you're just the Spurs household. You're just, okay, I guess we're Spurs fans, yes sir. But then it's like, what players are we cheering for at that point? But he gravitated toward Parker. I gravitated toward Ginobili. And again, it's not like we didn't we don't like Duncan or anything like that. It was maybe even more just, picking Duncan is too bandwagony. We'll go with at least the other two of the big three. I guess, we didn't go with like Bruce Bowen back in the day. Hey, Mom, can we get a Bruce Bowen jersey? Not necessarily conversations like that. But, this finals would have been a big series for that, because they were, again, good in these later games as well, too. Game 3, let's see here. Ginobili, not great in game 3, 0 for 7. We didn't watch that one, chat. But Parker with a 17. An ugly game. It's 75 to 72. So, not great performances all the way around. LeBron, though, 9 for 23. 0 for 5 from 3, chat. 25 points. He's doing all he can do. Either way. Game 2, 92 to 101. Ginobili at 25 in this. Well, see, chat, they're cooking. Parker with a 30 piece in this game as well, too. 13 for 20 from the field. I mean, if you're just not missing in this series as well, like, it's going to be difficult. So, Ginobili having an historic bench performance is not surprising as well, too. So, Freddie Brown, Ginobili, Jason Terry, Sam Cassell. I mean, it makes sense. And then Mathurin in the list with these guys. I mean, Terry, I almost thought was a starter for this team. I didn't realize he was a bench guy for going back retroactively, closing out some of these basketball reference tabs. Here we go. 95 to 105 was this game with the historic bench performance. So Kidd, Marion, they had J.J. Barea in the starting lineup. 7 for 12 from the field. Had 15 points. J.J. Barea. Deshaun Stevenson off the bench as well, too. And Brian Cardinal? Hey, yo, chat. You forget the 7th, 8th, and 9th man on this Mavs team was Deshaun Stevenson, Brian Cardinal, and Jan Mahimny. And they all played double-digit minutes. Hey, yo, chat. And, Dirk carrying as well, too, is 21. 9 for 27, not pretty, but they were managing to stifle the Heat as well, too. LeBron's, I mean, the win is the 15 shots, ultimately, of course, as well, too. 9 for 15 for the field. Wade, 6 for 16 is not ultimate efficiency as well, too. Game 6 is a go-home game. So, Terry closing out there. Wait, where's the shot chart, chat? I think it was a lot of Jason Terry long too. Like, if this performance was in 2025, Jason Terry might have had 40, It's like, he's only taking threes. It's going to go up. Right here, chat. Left side. A couple at the top of the key, and then a couple here, sort of left wing. 16 feet, 18, 15, not necessarily like longer twos, more like true mid-range type looks. And then the three-point shots. Second quarter, three-pointer, 25-footer. Dallas took the lead, chat. Hey, yo, shout out to the Jason Terry run. So, I don't know if we go 25, if we mix in any. Wait, do we have a limitation on the stats? No, it doesn't say bench points only goes back to 1990s or something like that. But 25-point game. Okay, 25 adds a couple. We get, I guess, we did the 27-point cutoff. So, we get Scott Wedman in 85, with Boston. I said we had to get a Boston guy in here somewhere. He had 26. Then Kevin McHale with 25 against the Lakers in 84. And then Ginobili again in one of the games we just looked at with 25 as well, too. Larry Wright with 26, also in that Washington-Seattle series. But this time for Washington, in a winning game, had 26 points as well. So continued rarity, chat, in the performance. Do we go 22? No, we'll just go 20. I feel like it may be too dramatic, but we'll take the chance and see what we get here. Okay, the list definitely improves, but only to 40 guys. I guess, again, we got it narrowed down to just the finals as well, too. So just a limited number of games to pick from as well is a different thing. So, again, it's not like we're going to have 200 options to go through for the stats here. But at least 40 guys is a interesting pool to pick from. And did I see Sasa? Yeah, Sasa Vujacic, chat. I remember this game. 4 for 5 from 3. That was a crazy performance. Phil Jackson. Oh, Porzingis off the... Yeah, Porzingis, I guess, against the Mavs never actually got to that 27 mark. What he stopped just short in the low 20s. So, wait. Do we go starting, chat? 75 is the first 20-point performance off the bench in a finals game? Hey, yo, what was happening with I was expecting, somebody from the 50s, like Casey Jones or something, off the bench back in the day. Daryl Dawkins in 82, chat. A 20-pointer in here as well. So, there's that Fred Brown, 26. Fred Brown, just a menace again, off the bench. In this series, it looks like, specifically, Larry Wright. Bob McAdoo, Kevin McHale, another Bob McAdoo. There's that Scott Wedman. Michael Cooper with a couple of 20-point games in the finals. Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, against Portland. Detroit against Portland in one of those wins. 20 and 21 off the bench in a couple of those games. Eldon Campbell for the Lakers against Chicago in that early Michael Jordan series. Had 21 in a close loss. But yeah, obviously Chicago a little too much for an older Magic and the Lakers to handle. Danny Ainge, 1993. Phoenix against Chicago as well, too, 20 points. But, again, MJ, what do you do? Sam Cassell. So, if they had played MJ, maybe Sam Cassell's 31-point game means nothing. But, fortunately, it was Shaq at the time. So, what do you do? Austin Crowshire, Indiana versus L.A. Shout out to Crowshire. We rewatched one of those games recently. But 24 off the bench. He was kind of an important piece for him early in the 2000s. Lucius Harris, the Nets versus the Lakers, 2002. 22 off the bench, 9 for 13. In a loss is a pretty good performance. There's Ori in 05 for the Spurs, the Ginobili 07 games. Leon Poe, the legendary 6 for 7 from 3 game, chat. 21 points. Boston wins against LA. And then Vujacic, the next game, has his 20-point game off the bench. 4 for 5 from 3. It is what it is, the finals. So Jason Terry had 21 as well, too, in an earlier game, and then 27 off the bench. Harden in a loss, OKC versus the Heat, 21 off the bench. Mike Miller, okay, that was not Mike Miller versus San Antonio, but also Mike Miller versus OKC, 23 in the game, chat. And 0 for 3 from 3? Oh, from 2. So 7 for 8 from 3 from Mike Miller. And that's where he was doing his scoring for us. Gary Neal. You forget about Gary Neal with 24, but that game 113-77. That's why you forget about that game, chat. Gary Neal getting that box score up a little bit late. Welcome to the party, Gary Neal, though. You get your name in finals history for bench performers. It is what it is. Ray Allen. Oh, chat. Oh, okay, this one's in a loss for Miami, so we like this game. 21 points, but we don't like that series 2013. It is what it is. Sean Livingston, of course, he's going to great bench players for finals teams. Sean Livingston's going to be in that mix. And then Iguodala, 2017 with 20 off the bench. So was it him having 20 being moved into the starting lineup then when that change happened in that 14-15 finals? Because he definitely had a 20-point game there. There's no way he won the finals MVP and didn't have a 20-point game. Maybe that was a part of the half outrage of him winning that MVP over Steph in the moment. But yeah, against Cleveland, chat, 2015, 22 points, but yeah, moved in the last 3 games as a starter, scored 22 in game 4, and then 25. There we go, in game 6. But again, both as a starter. So those 3 games combined, 47% from the field, 40% from three, and 20 a game with the defense as well, too. I mean, yeah, good stuff from Iguodala with the extended minutes. The efficiency was there early. I mean, I forgot how efficient Iggy was in this series, chat. Let me see here. 52 and 40, 16 a game. Yeah, it reads pretty good on paper. Absolutely. Honestly, I get, Steph probably still deserved it in the moment, but Iggy was still a very valiant choice, of course. Then Serge for Toronto against Golden State, and Fred VanVleet, both with 20 off the bench. Olynyk, chat, you forget about Kelly Olynyk, 24 in a 10-point loss in the bubble. Heat versus the Lakers, but he got there as well. Derek White, Boston versus Golden State. Bruce Brown, 21 off the bench. And then Porzingis, 20 off the bench. Dallas in that game against Dallas. And then Caruso, 20 off the bench, I guess, recently as well, too, against Indiana in that game, too. So Mathurin with the one-up bench performance tonight as well, too. Like we said, I guess etching his name in NBA history in a way. And making this a much more interesting, potentially historic series as well, too, as this massive underdog team, chat, now jumps out to a 2-1 series lead, game 4, Friday night in Indiana, chat. Of course, we'll be live here following along. If you want to follow along with us on the YouTube, you can catch the live streams later here on the YouTube as well, too, of course. They also go up on the podcast feed, so pay attention for that. That's pretty fun. And the Instagram DMs are open, chat. If you want to send us a message, that is the best way to do it over there. Let us know, chat. The pace is going to the finals. Parlays, you guys are, I don't know, whatever you guys want to send us. The messages are open, and we welcome all and any communication that you guys want to have. It's a great time. So thank you guys again, of course, for jumping on tonight. Always a ton of fun. Great historic game. A classic that we'll be rewatching years from now, chat. Grandkids bouncing on the knee, telling them about 2025 Game 3 NBA Finals. Great stuff. Halliburton versus Shea versus Mathurin versus Jalen Williams, chat. Awesome stuff. But, yeah, we'll be live again for Game 3. And we can't wait, chat. What's going to happen? The Pacers up 3-1 would be an incredible twist and turn. So, chat, there's only one way to find out. Same bad time. Same channel, chat. Back again. Game 4, NBA Finals. Be here.